to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Is Sports Center.
I'm Doug Brown. Heisman Trophy winner Travis Hunter wants to play offense and defense in the NFL, but he's listed as a defensive back for the Combine in Indianapolis. Hunter played corner and wideout for Colorado this season, piling up 36 tackles, 4 picks, 15 TD catches, and over 1,200 yards receiving. Tomorrow at 4 Eastern on ESPN, number 1 Auburn at number 2 Alabama. Both teams 10-1 in SEC play and tied for first place. ESPN's Joe Lunardi.
The winner is going to be the number 1 overall seed in next week's bracket, Alabama or Auburn. And the prize isn't just a 1 seed, it's geography. It's a path that would go Lexington, Atlanta, San Antonio. Pretty attractive for an SEC contender.
Bracketologist Joe Lunardi. Yankees right-hander Marcus Stroman reports to camp today saying he's a starter and won't pitch as a reliever. Right now, Stroman is not projected to be in the Yankees rotation.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy, coming up Monday, NBA All-Star Weekend, huge college basketball matchups, and I'll react to it all in my Upon Further Review at 7 a.m. Eastern. It's Unsportsmanlike weekday mornings at 6, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio.
Let's ride!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. Extended edition of AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Matt. Ooh, Cassie. Can you keep the After Further Review theme going? Don't worry about it. Let's just go. No worries. All right, Matt, Paul, Cassie, because Cassie, can we give a big round of applause for Cassie?
Hey, Cassie. Good job, Cassie.
No, for real, though. For real, because Cassie, as the ultimate team player, stepped up. She just produced Hunt's show on video, and now she's going to do 4 hours on audio here so Musso can go to the box for opening day.
And drink beers and eat hot dogs.
Yeah, and be a dork. How about that?
Yep.
But Cassie stepping up big, so thank you for that, Cassie. So anyway, thanks for being here with us. LSU baseball just about to get underway here for the 2025 season. If you're joining us, wondering why are you here, bald guy, where's Hunt? Well, Hunt was out at the box today, so we had to move him up. We didn't want him on air during the game. That wouldn't make a lot of sense. So we're going to go 4 hours today. Theriot's in studio, and we got Pap. How about it, y'all? LSU all-time great Michael Papierski hanging out with us as well. Big round of applause for Pap.
Yeah, Pap.
Thank you for having me.
Dude, thanks for being here. Good to see you guys. Let's spend this first hour just doing a lot of baseball stuff as the season starts, and then at 3 o'clock as we start the regular hour show, we'll start to move in more of our normal show type of stuff. Terry is going to hang out. We'll get to Ask Ryan, Kick Rocks, and Ryan's Letter and all that sort of stuff. But Tigers are getting underway here for the 2025 season. Terry, I know you've seen them a bunch. And, Pat, you told me you've gotten to see the team a good bit as well. For those who aren't familiar, catch everybody. Can we catch everybody up with your situation, your news?
So I think
probably got to get Pat a bigger chair too.
See, no, it's perfect.
Well, because
I've never been taller than him.
So here's the thing, right? So because Pap is so tall and you're not,
yeah.
I was like,
Let's
get because that's what you want. Like, look at like the NBA on TNT, right? Shaq is a giant, but if you look, you always want everyone's heads to be level on set. So like Shaq, the set will be like at his neck, right?
Yeah.
And everybody else is at their waist, but it's because you want it all to be level. So I gave you the shorter chair, but maybe a little too short there.
No, it's good. It's good. I think it's perfect.
Anyway, all right, Pap, go ahead. My bad.
So
Kate Anderson on the bump. Here we go.
That's a wrap with baseball.
Right.
I'm hanging them up. Moving on, closing that door, opening another chapter.
How'd you make the decision? So fill everybody in. So you third round pick, right?
Ninth.
Okay, ninth round pick. And you bounced. I know you.
So I was with the Astros. I was with the Astros from 2017 to 22. So I was there for a while.
Yep.
In 22, started with them in AAA. Had a chance to break camp, but ended up going to AAA.
Mm-hmm.
Got traded like the first month. Then the whirlwind hit. I mean, it went crazy.
Was that you went like Cincinnati, San Francisco?
So that
like
yep. Then I got traded to San Fran. Went to AAA for 3 days. I think I went 0 for 4 with like 4 punch-outs. And then I got on the night I got called up. So called up, sent back down for a little bit, DFA'd, designated for assignment, go home for 7 days, just sitting at home, don't know what's about to happen. All my stuff still in who knows where.
Yeah.
My truck never actually made it to San Francisco.
Oh, wow.
So then picked up by Cincinnati, move on, go to Cincinnati, sent down at the end of the year, and then they DFA'd me at the end of the year. Claimed by the Tigers, went to the Tigers, played there in AAA, played AAA with the Mariners last year.
Okay.
And then just, I don't know, wasn't good enough to get a call back this year.
Well, no, and I think that a lot has changed in the scope of baseball now from a roster standpoint. I mean, you're seeing guys like Tucker Barnhart, who is a Gold Glove winner, all-star type guy, having to sign a minor league deal. You know, rosters are shrinking. Minor league teams are shrinking. It gone are the days where, you know, you've got 7 teams in an organization and a bunch of dudes on the roster. I mean, it's just the scope.
Fewer minor league teams has changed the entire scope of professional baseball. For those who know, but Pat, but you're living here.
I am living here. I live in Dedham Springs.
Heck yeah, man. So Pap's married.
Married, just had a kid.
We got baby Deacon, 2 months old.
Yep.
How about that?
That's right.
That's awesome. Congrats on that.
Thank
Pap
you.
said that. We got a baby Pap hanging out in the world now too, which is awesome to see. So
he's awesome.
Good
he's
to have.
Amazing.
It's good to have you here, man. Thanks for coming to hang out. We'll talk some baseball here with these guys. Kate Anderson on the bump to start the season for the Tigers. He gets a punch out.
You put on some weight?
You tell me, man.
20 pounds, I think.
So Kate, so Pat,
I saw that on Twitter.
Fill me in here. So you were in preparing.
So I was preparing for this season.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Pat, don't call me sir, dog. Come on, man.
Did you catch all these guys? Have you caught this guy?
I have not caught this guy, no. This year I actually didn't catch any of their bullpens.
Okay.
But you were working out at the box in preparation for the season. So you were working out with a lot of these guys.
Yeah.
So you know these guys pretty well.
I hit with a bunch of them.
Okay. What's your impressions of Anderson?
I think he's a dog.
Yeah.
He's a dog. He gets on a bump and he just competes.
What do you think about and so Hernandez, by the way, is getting the start behind the plate. That was the one of the big questions we had.
Was he using an Everlast glove? What was that? Is that a boxing mitt? He just punched that curveball straight into the ground. Catch it, bro.
But isn't that
not easy?
It's not easy. That's true. But it's one of the things that we talked about a lot this year was, you know, with Milazzo gone, Travinski gone, they got 3 guys there behind the dish that are vying for this job. And I think y'all tell me, but it sounds like all 3 are pretty capable with the bat, trying to figure out who's going to be the best with the glove.
Yeah. I know I worked with all 3 of them.
Did he just strike out the side?
No, first ground out, first one.
Okay, ground out, strikeout. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But we did some catching this offseason. Hernandez and then
Priester.
Priester was there, yep.
And then Aaron Beatty's the freshman.
Aaron Beatty.
Yeah.
Yep. And Yaman.
Yeah. Oh, so Eddie Yaman's catching as well?
He is.
He's the kid from Dayton,
Yes, from Dayton.
Yeah.
Yep,
Transfer
right.
from Dayton. Yeah.
I think he had 16 homers last year.
Jay went and signed himself a big old roster, man. The funny thing about when you play, Pap, is Maneri's rosters tended to, especially when they changed the bats, physically he just recruited smaller guys, right? He recruited shortstops and center fielders.
Yeah, you didn't have a choice.
Right. I mean, it's just there was no –
That's how you win.
Yeah, I remember going out there in 2011 when they changed the bats and just listening to the ball die coming off the bat.
What was 10 homers good?
Yeah, you're right. It really was like that. And
now
so
it's like 30.
Yeah, it changed the complexity of how we recruited. But Jay has, like, you go look at this team physically, like, this is a giant baseball team.
Every one of them's looking over my head.
That's crazy, man.
So which one of those catchers is the best? You just named 4 of them. You know, we've been hearing the freshman's a stud, right?
So Aaron Beatty's a guy who it was pretty.
Where's he from?
Texas. Pretty widely considered that he was going to be a straight to the pros guy. And his senior year of high school, bat struggled a little bit. And so it was one of those deals where he had a number, he didn't get it, so he showed up on campus. And so to LSU's benefit, certainly, because he's a high ceiling type guy.
That's right. I don't think it's easy to come into the SEC ready to go. You know, it might take him a few days, a few weeks. I know he has talent. I'll tell you that. You know, watching him hit in the cage and just all of them do their stuff. I mean, it's going to take more than just one catcher.
Yeah. Okay. What's the separator, though? I mean, they're all good. This is LSU. He's going to go get. He's going to get the best of the best, right? I mean, what is the separator, though, when you talk about behind the dish?
Can you control a pitching staff?
What does that mean?
Good question. Look at you. Give me a little nut.
Yeah.
Give me a nut.
I know what I would do, but they generally hated me because I'd go up there and I wasn't good at it. They'd tell me, go back to your position.
What does that mean, Pap? Yeah.
I mean, you have, all different types of people that you just have to see what makes their gears go. Like you might have to go up there and, give this guy a pat on the butt. The other guy, you might have to, chew him out a little bit. It's figuring that out. It's creating relationships with those pitchers so they trust you. I don't know if they call pitches in college. Do they?
No,
they don't.
So it's a little different.
Yeah.
But, in the pro ball aspect, like you create that relationship so they trust you back there. When you're putting that pitch down, they have 100% confidence.
What do Theriot and Michael Papierski are in studio with us here? Sort of an extended AFR here as we get started on the baseball season. Kate Anderson, 3 up, 3 down with a couple of punch-outs. Chris Stanfield leading off and playing center for LSU. Deep drive into the gap. Is that going to go?
He just missed
dropped it.
Triple?
That should have been a warning track fly. Is that going to be an error or a triple?
Nah, it's a triple.
Stanfield starting at third. Of course, the 2-hitter saying it's going to be a triple. I mean, did it hit the outfielder's glove?
I don't know.
That's a tough play. That's
Dog,
a knock.
He was standing right under that
That's a
ball.
knock.
Pap, come on, dog.
Is it windy?
Bro, you've played in that stadium. Of course it's windy. Of course it's windy. You kidding me? He's right on the freaking river. Look at the flag. Bro, he's standing on that's an error. Come on, Pat. Give me a break.
That might be an error.
Look, I love the Tigers, but come on. The kid's camped under the ball and into the glove.
All right.
Jeez. All right. Anyway, so Stanfield reaches let's see,
I've heard really good things about this kid.
It gave him the official score
Triple?
gave him a triple.
It was a triple. That was a triple.
That is ridiculous if that's a triple.
You don't like hits?
I love hits, but he's slowed, he's under the ball and hit him in the glove.
The ball's barreled.
Oh, it was barreled. It was still just going to be a long out. Anyway, so I do think, and this is Curiel batting, and this is the guy. So for LouisianaSports.net, Hunt Palmer sent out a station survey, asked everybody who's the person you're most interested in seeing. And for me, I said Curiel because this is the highest ranked player ever to show up on campus. Okay, he's the 10th. It was the number. Here you go, number 10 player. So it was the highest. And they had him the number one SEC freshman of the year. D1 baseball had him as the number 1 freshman in the country. So, and maybe even more than all those accolades, the fact that he is starting game 1 in left and just struck out on 4 pitches, starting game 1 in left and batting second. I hate that too, by the way. Run on third, you got to get that kid home, right? I mean, you got to put the ball in play and get the run home.
You do. You got to do what you can.
But I'm interested to see him because, like, not only do you have Curiel there and left, but, I mean, having him lock down a starting spot means Jake Brown, Josh Pearson, Ashton Larson, like all these guys that were starters for you a year ago are vying for a job in right.
That's right.
If you've got Stanfield in center and Curiel in left, you're like, okay, I'm penciling those guys in every day, right?
Here we go. It's true.
So Bears up with a runner on third and one out.
Pab, you said something a minute ago about the trust piece, and if it's not calling the signs,
blocking
where
the
they're
ball,
where they're trusting you, yeah. So what is it though? Yeah, what would be another example of that where those guys go, yeah, I want him back there catching?
I think it's the way you carry yourself as well. Like people have always told me, right? Like everybody's looking at you. Like you know what I'm saying? They always are looking at you. So if your shoulders are down, like that's going to translate to the pitcher. That's going to translate to somebody in the outfield who's looking at you like, oh, he doesn't want to be here, so why do I want to be here, right? Like you're ultimately
home.
Yeah, that works.
It's a sac fly to center. Oh, he dropped.
This guy can't catch, bro.
This guy's having trouble at center. Like, I'd give that a knock before I'd give Stanfield a triple.
No way. What's that guy's name? He's terrible. Get him a new glove. He might have a hole.
That's an error.
He's got a hole.
They're both errors, Pap. The fact that they gave Stanfield
but he
a
had
triple.
to run how far to catch that ball that Stanfield hit?
A long way.
100 feet?
Yeah, watch this. Watch
He's
this.
standing
this
under
is right
the
at
baseball. It hit him. No, he's coming in. He's charging the ball.
This kid's
But it's
got
right at him.
He's got a hole
He's
in
still
his glove.
charging it.
Watch. He's got a hole in his glove. Watch this. He forgot how to catch, bro.
Oh,
no.
This guy stinks.
If I'm hitting right there, if I'm Jones, I'm pissed.
Why?
Because that's a sack fly.
Correct.
Oh, yeah. Now it's an
an
error.
error.
Yeah. You're
Oh,
right.
I'd be
All
pissed.
right. It's
get the
AFR.
RBI.
Pap's here.
Yeah.
Terriot's with us. We're keeping an eye on LSU and Purdue Fort Wayne. Tigers lead 1-0 early because the center fielder stinks.
Oh, he's horrible.
He is awful. All right, we'll continue. Stay here.
AFR.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac. Our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Extended edition of AFR rolled along. Theriot and Michael Papierski hanging out in studio with us. Tigers off to a great start here in 2025. Cade Anderson went 3 up, 3 down with a couple of punchies, and offensively a questionable triple by Chris Stanfield to lead off the game. Bear Jones hit a, can we call it a sinking liner to center?
Yeah.
That's how it looked in the scorebook, right? Anyway, and then Daniel Dickinson. What do you say they call him? What's his nickname?
Lil Dicky.
They call him Lil Dicky. How about it?
Do they call him that? Or do you call him that?
I don't know why that. I think he told me that one day.
Okay.
He told you that? That's what they call me, Lil Dicky?
Call me Lil Dicky.
Know.
That's so good.
So
I think that is a sick nickname.
It's not as good as
but
cricket,
I don't think
but
he
it's
likes
good.
it.
Oh, Jesus.
He doesn't like it?
I don't know, but I'm gonna push for it.
Daniel Dickinson, the Utah Valley transfer, a 2 RBI single in his first at-bat as a Tiger. LSU leads 3-0. Runners at the corners. Check that. Stolen ball. That's going to get a run home as well as the ball goes into center. Boy, they are really struggling. It turns out Purdue Fort Wayne, who was they won like 12 games a year ago. They really stink.
Well, here's the deal, Matt.
Yeah.
If you wear all black uniforms,
bro, I was saving it. Was going to go there eventually.
It's true. You should be playing softball.
True. It's brutal. How about Vanderbilt like winning national championships wearing all blacks?
I don't know how they did it, man.
I don't either. The baseball gods you think would eventually revolt against them. But so Dickinson steals second, ball goes into center, run comes home, so it's 4-0.
Brown stole second.
I'm sorry, it's Brown. How did Brown get on base?
Single.
Another
okay,
hit.
so that's Brown. Okay. That's what you do when you're trying to host a show and watch a baseball game at the same time. So, all right, so Dickinson scores. So Brown's at second now. So 4 runs in for the Tigers in the bottom of the first. It's 4-0. Brown's at second. And Luis Hernandez is up. This is the Indiana State transfer. Can catch, can play first base, can DH. Big power bat, right? I mean, this was the thing why Jay went and got him. He knew he had to replace the homers he lost from Tommy White and Hayden Travinsky. Needed to get some power bats in the lineup and apparently went heavy in the portal to go do that.
What is he hitting? 6? 7?
This is 7.
And how many homers he had last year?
7.
Well, I mean, you've got Milam hitting 8.
Milam 8 and then Braswell 9. That's what I wanted to
be one of the best hitters in the lineup.
In the country.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to ask you guys about the lineup as we run through it here. And looks like the Tigers got a good shot of batting around here in the first. But so the most interesting thing, so they went Stanfield, Curiel Jones, Hernandez strikes out. Okay. So, and he is batting. So Milam Braswell, 8-9. This is maybe my biggest question, right? Milam and Braswell at the end of the season last year were probably your 2 best hitters.
That's right.
And you got them batting 8-9. I saw Braswell batting 9th here to lead off to start the game today, and I thought, is that yours?
Was it my phone?
Oh, my bad. And I thought about the 17 team where you had Kramer leading off and you had Cole batting 9th, and so they kind of patch the lineup together like that, you kind of went back-to-back leadoff hitters when you turn the lineup over, so you have guys on base for your run producers after him. What do we think about this, about Milam Braswell going 8-9?
I mean, there's an argument to be made. You know, when you're flush with hitters, you know, you have your top two at the top, and then your second two at the bottom, and you turn the lineup over. You know, you're essentially going. You know, the 8-9-1 is like a 1-2-3 type feel, and you can turn your lineup over twice. You know, I've seen that happen quite a bit. At the 8 spot, you want to get heaters and get a bunch of RBIs. 7 and 8 is an unbelievably good spot to hit in.
That's where I live. 7 and 8.
Yeah, you're forgotten about down there, and you know, but also I do think that what's happening here right now is Jay wants to see what the young guys and the transfers are going to do with the big lights on. And, you know, to do that early.
It's different.
It is. Do that early, get that out of the way, see what these guys can do when it really matters, and they start counting these stats. It's not the fall anymore. You know what you're going to get from Milam. Braswell had an awesome back half of the year last year. So, you know, what a luxury to have these two dudes at the bottom of the lineup.
What do we think about I know, Ryan, you've talked about Milam moving to short. It's been something we talked a lot about. It seems like that was always going to be the plan. Jay even acknowledges much this week. And if Milam hadn't gone through the foot injury, it probably would have happened even earlier in fall. They would have sort of decided that. But we're good with those guys there defensively. Do you think ultimately that changes where we do see Milam? It gets through. That is a knock for Milam. RBI single for Milam. So 5-0 LSU.
What do you got on the
Tigers bat around?
The green bag right there.
Yeah, I don't know, Coach.
Softball?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, say again?
They extended the first
base. Safety bag.
Oh, yeah. They did that last year. So they have an extra bag in foul territory. It's to avoid collisions down the line at first base. So they have the extra bag in foul. You don't like it, Pat?
No.
Pat don't like that? Just too much of a traditionalist?
I actually did like the big bags.
Really?
Yeah. Looks like a pizza box, I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
They flat, huge. But
Big.
It is nice, like you're saying. Less collisions. You're right. It just looks different. You know?
It definitely looks different.
It looks like a softball field.
You know, man, I if you're a baseball purist and traditionalist, I can understand the argument against. I also think sometimes there's just like sensibility as things can evolve, like the pitch clock. A lot of people didn't like. I mean, I got to ask you as a catcher, people don't like the pitch clock. And the point that I always made was the pitch clock. I love it because you're not trying to like alter the game, but the problem that baseball has sometimes is just tempo.
It's too long sometimes.
Yeah,
you're right.
It's just
like
the pitch.
5-hour games, 4-hour games. They're long. Then you got to catch 11 innings.
Yeah, man.
Or if it's a 9-inning game and it's a 4-hour game, you at least have a 30-minute half inning where you're on defense on your feet for 30 minutes straight. You know. So I mean, but I agree. I do like the pitch clock.
Yeah.
It was tough to get used to at first, but you get used to it. Like, you know, at first they had all their numbers, but like by the end of the year, I think they had like one violation or like, you know, you get used to it.
What was the biggest challenge for you as a catcher? With the pitch clock.
Yeah. Trying to like go through your game plan in your head, right? Like, because you used to be able to, like, if you wanted like some notes or like some cheating notes, right? Like I pull it out of my pocket, I look like, hey, this guy doesn't like the heater up.
Oh, you'd have that written down and notes in your pocket?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or like, you know, you see the wristbands, kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Getting used to that, like, you know, you really have to know your game plan.
Mm-hmm.
Where like if I can't go to my notes because of the time, you need to know that in your head. So like
Did y'all have the earpiece?
We did. When did that come? 21?
Yeah. That was 21.
Yeah, so that does make it easier.
So your coach is in your ear saying, "Hey, Pap, stay away from the heater."
False. I didn't have that.
Okay.
I never had that in college.
Okay.
We did like the pitch com, where you see the catchers now they're pushing their button on their knee.
Yeah, what is that?
So they have it's kind of like a PlayStation controller.
Like on your shin guard, like on your
yes,
really?
Yes.
No kidding.
So
you're signaling to the
so
pitcher.
You have a earpiece, and the pitcher in the big leagues, the pitcher has one. I'm not 100% sure, but I know the shortstop, second baseman have one. I think in the big leagues, all the infielders have one. So they know what pitch is coming, right?
Interesting.
So
And that's
it'll
all
say,
based on what you
click. Yes.
So it's like, and then it's a voice that'll say like,
and you can
it's
record
like
any
Siri's voice. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Whose voice did you have?
Just somebody like who just like set it up. But you can have like there's some pitchers I've heard that have it like their voice.
Yeah.
What if it was a guy that didn't know English, a Latin guy? Would it be in Spanish?
Yes.
That's
Spanish.
That's interesting.
That's so
like, what if you could get someone like Erica found out that you can do Waze with like celebrity voices? So she got like Nate Bargatze to do her Waze voice on her. So like whenever you're,
I would want Theo Vaughn to do the.
I bet you would
call the
want Theo
pitches
Vaughn.
for me.
Of course you would.
So nobody's talking in the earpiece. It's just the Alexa talking.
Right, and they'll say like.
I didn't know that. I thought somebody was talking to him.
How about that?
And they'll say like fastball away, or middle away. But you can you can put it however you want. But or like curveball down and away, and like you are clicking those buttons. You have to click 2. You can have it set up however.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that we used it, it was like fastball up and in, and then it says that to the pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
He'll say yes or no. And all the infielders know what pitch is coming.
Wow, that's wild, man.
Could you play pranks on people though? Like, could you?
I was wondering if it's
But
loud
I will
enough.
say, if the pitcher shakes, it's hard to get to another pitch.
That's what I was gonna say. If he shakes and like, do you have to look down at your
Well,
shin
you
guard and be
have
like,
to-
okay, now you
I
got
mean, once you get used to it, you like I memorized like where the pitches are. So like you don't really even have to look.
Yeah.
You're just looking at the pitcher. You're clicking what pitch it is. But yeah, at first I'm like looking at you gotta look and you're like, all right, am I clicking the right one? And then you would click the wrong one.
Exactly. Yeah.
And he's like, no, I don't want that pitch. And you're like, I know, I didn't mean to give you that pitch. So then you're shaking. Then you have the clock, right? So then they're like, we're at 5 seconds, and he's just getting the pitch call because we went through 4 calls instead of, you have your fingers where you're just easy, right? But now nobody can steal them.
Yeah. Can they hear what if they could hear the pitch? I always wonder if like
sometimes.
Yeah, I always wonder that because like I think so. I wear headphones every day, right?
Yep.
And these are noise canceling, but it's loud, and I'm sure, like I know if I took one ear off, like and it was quiet in this room, like at a ballpark, and someone's standing right next to me, a hitter, you could hear, I wonder if
so. But most of the catchers wear a little piece that goes into your ear.
Yeah.
Kind of like the college one.
But even still with the so it's like an IFB, like an internal feedback, an IFB,
right?
And I mean that's like what you see like news people wear over there and stuff.
That's like
I mean you can still hear those.
Yes.
I mean it's the noise can still escape out of your.
But there are some catchers that don't wear that, and they'll just wear a little tube, and it just goes right by your ear. But it's hard to hear like when you're playing in front of 60,000.
Yeah, man, like that's so. All right, Pat and Theriot are in studio with us here. LSU baseball, they're underway. Purdue Fort Wayne as their first runner of the game. I missed this at bat. What happened, Theriot? Oh, it's catcher's interference. Okay, so catcher's interference.
That's the stupidest way to get on base ever. They should change that rule. That's so stupid.
Pat, what happened there, man?
The guy was a day late.
Yep.
That's what happened.
Yep.
It's the hitter's fault.
I will say this. Hernandez has show hair.
He's got good hair?
He has cornrows right now.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Some
Our
edge.
catcher's got cornrows?
That's some edge, man.
Yeah,
I wish I could do that.
Yeah, he's my guy.
All right. Well, now I got a quick break. We'll continue an extended edition of AFR Baseball at the Box underway. Tigers leading at 5-0 over Purdue Fort Wayne in the top of the second.
AFR.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
There's never been a better time to catch a John Deere deal from the crew of Sunshine. Ask us about our low monthly payment options on our tractor packages and let the good times roll. With equipment strong enough to power one of the world's largest celebrations, we've got your needs covered too. Learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer ends March 5th, 2025.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Kate Anderson already with 4 strikeouts, 2 outs in the bottom, or excuse me, the top of the second here. LSU leading Purdue Fort Wayne 5-0. We got our first look at Luis Hernandez on a stolen base attempt.
Look at that hair.
Pap and Theriot are here in studio with us. Give me a thought on what we saw there from Hernandez. We're obviously evaluating the catcher position here. He's got 3 guys, maybe 4, with Eddie Yaman, who we might see play back there. Hernandez, the Indiana State transfer, gets the first look at it. Impression so far? What'd you think of that, Pap?
I think he looks good. It's cold out.
What does that mean?
What does that have to do with whether or not the kid can catch?
Well, he short hopped it, so maybe we gotta get warm.
Okay. Oh, is that why? That's why.
It's not easy to play in the cold. No, he looks good. He probably has some nerves playing in front of. He's probably never played in front of more than, I don't know.
All right, so I'm not.
People, right?
I don't mean this. These are just observations, right? So early, we've seen him drop a ball on a swing through. We've seen him. We've seen the catcher's interference, and they've already stolen a base on him. I would look at that and go, man, he's having a little bit of a rough start. Am I missing it?
But here's the thing: did you time the pitcher to home? Did you see his jump? You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't all.
That's why you're here. No,
right.
seriously.
No.
Tell me, explain.
But like he might have went first move off this pitcher, and he's a 1-8 to home. You have no chance. It doesn't matter how fast you are.
It was a breaking ball too.
Exactly. So I bet I don't know what he was to home. I didn't see it, but there's a lot of factors that come into throwing a runner out, and if the pitcher doesn't give you a chance, you have no chance ever, right? I mean, if he's a 1.5 plus, that base runner should be safe every time.
Yeah, and on the catcher's interference, I mean that
happens.
I don't want to say it's a direct correlation of how horrible the hitter is, but if you're looking breaking ball and you emergency swing at a fastball when it's in the catcher's glove and you're just trying to foul it off, you're going to hit the catcher's glove. Like a lot of times that's not on the catcher. Now the one that he punched uppercut to the ground, that might have been a little nerve.
It happens.
Yeah.
While we got a second here, can we also talk about someone who everyone in this room knows pretty well?
Bullpen off the field.
What do you think about that, Pat?
Finally.
Love it.
It took way too long to do that. Yes.
You know, the story goes that when they built the new box, so what he's referring to is the bullpens obviously have been down the first and third base lines at the new box. At the new box, it's been, since 2009. Right? But I guess still is the new box. This year, the right field, the home bullpen is now behind the right field wall, and the visitors' bullpen is still down the third baseline, but there's now a barrier there, a short fence to separate it from the field of play in a net. So for safety reasons, that's obviously huge.
They had huge mounds out there, and I remember guys would, like, going after a fly ball, you're not looking at the ground. And they would trip and get hurt over the mound. But also, you let the bullpen pitchers, warm up normal. They don't got to be worrying about a ball coming that's going to hit them. Or if they overthrow the catcher, now now it's on their mind. And then it just starts you go down the rabbit hole then.
They just went to break, so we're going bottom two here. Tigers are coming up 5-0. Can we take a quick second and talk about Bregman? How about your guy with his second 9-figure contract?
He deserves it.
Dude, he's incredible. I absolutely hate the fact that he's going to Boston. It sucks, but just on a very personally selfish level, as someone who hates Boston. I'm pumped for him in every way you can be pumped for somebody. Are we surprised that it ended up Boston?
No.
Really? Why?
Alex Cora, I know he likes him.
Okay.
Manager.
Yep.
They got money.
Supposedly Cora is the one that was like, I want this guy. I
would too.
Yeah. They gave him $40 million a year.
Short wall and left.
So we were looking at it yesterday.
I know he balled at Boston.
Fenway.
So in 21, I was looking this up. We talked about it yesterday. So in 21 career games at Fenway,
375, 8 pumps.
He has the highest OPS in MLB history of anyone who's had at least 90 at-bats at Fenway. How about that?
He's going to hit 40 this year.
He probably will hit 40 this year.
Mark my words.
Yeah, no, I bet he will.
Right here.
I mean, it's
40.
It's not that dissimilar from the Yankees going and signing a power-hitting lefty because of the short porch and right. You're going to see those numbers go up. Yeah, I believe he will. He's got to elevate it over the monster, but he can do it, and he's done it. He has done it plenty. So fired up for him. So Tigers leading 5-0 here. Bottom second. This is Stanfield back up here as they've as Tigers batted around in the first and played at 5. Had some help from some bad defense out in center by Purdue Fort Wayne, but good start so far. And I think early impressions of
let's see.
Stanfield hit another one to center.
Miss it.
He's camped under it. Already caught one.
Is that a new guy?
No, center fielder probably caught himself a ball.
Oh, you missed that one too.
Stanfield looks good, man.
Laughing.
Stanfield's got his timing down for sure. So give me some early impressions of what we've seen from Cade Anderson so far.
Nasty.
Yeah, good breaking ball. I mean, he's thrown 2 different breaking balls. That sharp slider,
bullet looking one.
85,
86.
And then that
lefty.
Yeah, and that last strikeout with a little bit bigger, 12-6, just kind of dropped it in there. And yeah, that's a knock.
Stay fair. Look
ground
at
crew.
Yeah,
look at the ground crew right there.
So for everybody
that's
right
a knock
now,
on them. They get a hit right there.
Everybody. So that was Curiel who just bunted for a single. Everyone was yelling at me, never bunt. So I hate bunting.
But if you can steal a second, let's go.
No. So I am. I'm going to clarify this. We're at the start of the season. if you're going to bunt for a hit or to score a run, I'm 100% okay with it always. I am never okay giving up an out to advance a runner.
Agree.
Really? How about that? So now, if you got a problem with what I say, you got to deal with Pap as well. Never give up an out to advance a runner. Statistically, it
doesn't
never
work.
It,
but I do think there's sometimes you just feel you're like, all right,
yes,
you got to bunt.
That's exactly the point, Pat. People feel like it's the right thing to do. But we live in an era of analytics where we know all this stuff.
And it says don't bunt.
Yes, there is no probability.
But there are times that you feel it, and it's like, all right, get the bunt down because this next dude's going to get the job done. Right? You don't think so?
I'm never okay giving up
Let me
an
ask
out.
you
Swing
this,
away.
though. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
So now they put the 10th inning, they put the guy on second.
Hate it.
Why?
Earn your base.
Okay,
what are we doing?
But you just talked about the...
That's where... No, I hate putting the runner on second. I know what you're saying. Like, do you bunt him over? Do you bunt him to third?
Right.
I know what you're saying.
If you're the home team and you didn't give up a run.
So I still hate it because again, it's like that goes back, Pap, to the whole thing about what feels like the right thing to do. It feels like, hey, put the runner on third with one out, and you got two.
It's still wrong, actually.
But it is wrong. That's the point. So, I know this is hard for people to wrap their brains around, but this is what statistically, it's not saying that you'll never get that guy home. It's just to say you have a higher probability.
That's right.
With a runner on second and nobody out than a runner on third and one out of getting a run home. As weird as that sounds, that is the probability because the objective is outs. You get 3 outs.
And if you're talking personnel too, and who's coming up and who's hot and matchups and lefty righty type stuff. I mean, I think all of that plays into it as well. You're right, Matt.
There's that base.
I know.
We're living in an analytics, age. So they should know if Alex Bregman's OPS is X at Fenway. Yeah, I'm going to bunt the guy. I'm bunting the guy over so Bregman can get an at bat here. You know what I mean?
And then and even Bregman hitting, say 375 at Fenway. That means, no, that's a foul. Sorry, I looked up late. That even means 3/4 of the time or 2/3 of the time he's not getting.
No, but what if the guy that would have been hitting is a 120 guy at Fenway? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think
what if he walks?
But then Bregman could get him in without getting a hit.
Right. What do they bounce one?
He's got the OPS of. You're right. That's fair.
What do they bounce one? What if he walks? What if they hit him? He could single, double, triple, homer.
I like the bunt thing to get the guy over. If you can get him to third base with less than 2 outs, I personally like it.
Personally like it, and statistically, you're wrong.
Exactly.
I mean, I just
because it feels like the right thing to do, and it's not.
I did it my whole career.
Yeah, and I'm sure there were a lot of times where it didn't work.
Too.
Sure, there probably was.
Yeah. All right, it's AFR. Theriot and Papierski are here with us. Friday shows are brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar. LSU baseball season underway. Tigers with a 5-0 lead against Purdue Fort Wayne here, bottom 2. We got Pearson up. So Pearson up with a man on first, nobody out if Jones popped out on the infield. Now got our final break here. We'll come back. AFR, an extended edition continues rolling on. Stay with us.
AFR.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
There's never been a better time to catch a John Deere deal from the crew of Sunshine. Ask us about our low monthly payment options on our tractor packages and let the good times roll. With equipment strong enough to power one of the world's largest celebrations, we've got your needs covered too. Learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer ends March 5th, 2025.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Your guy Lil Dicky's having himself a day.
We got to get him an NIL deal.
Come on.
Lil Dicky's having a career.
Sign him up.
Through 2 innings.
My boy.
Old Danny Dickinson, a 2 RBI double off the middle of the wall.
4 RBIs to start your
4
career.
RBI. He's 2 for 2 with
Hitting
4.
1,000. Hang it up.
Word on the street
Only down
is
from here.
he's got tats all over his body.
Man.
Super like pale skin.
Yeah, bro.
Blonde hair, tatted up. Barry Bonds earring.
Bro, he's Zeph Zinsman.
He's Zeph Zinsman, but better.
And smaller.
I don't know who that is.
So Zeph Zinsman played with Theriot in 01. He was a transfer, 1-year guy.
Same, yeah.
And it was just a guy that Skip brought. They were all in to win a championship in Skip's final year.
Let's go.
So they won it in 2000. Skip was coming back for 1 more year in 01.
Went all in.
Terio's back.
Fontenot, Aaron Hill's a freshman. Like it seemed was Brian Wilson was on that team.
Brian
Like we
Wilson.
were loaded.
Yeah, and they bring in Zinsman just as a power hitting DH, right? Just a guy to come in probably hit 15 bombs in that era where you could just check swing homers and everything. And Zinsman was this California dude. I remember
He would skateboard to class, and Skip thought that was the best thing he'd ever seen in his life.
Zinsman?
He called him a sidewalk surfer.
Zinsman?
That's what he called him.
The year, that 01 regional, that was the year, obviously, the Supers y'all played down at against Tulane at Zephyr Field. I guess it was then Zephyr. It's Shrine and Airline now. But at the regional, I remember I was sitting in the grandstand for one of the games when y'all weren't playing. And Zinsman walks up, and he sits in the front row, like with his feet on the back of the dugout, right? He's barefoot. He's in the stands at the box, just barefoot.
Is that Lil Dicky? That's Lil Dicky.
Just hanging out, dude.
I don't know if he's going to go that far.
I don't know if he's going that far either. Theriot's here. Michael Papierski's hanging out with us as well. We got an extended edition of AFR if you're jumping aboard wondering what's going on. LSU's opening up the season right now out at the box against Purdue Fort Wayne. Tigers up 7-0, and Cade Anderson dealing already 4 punch-outs through 2 innings here in their top 3 now with LSU up 7-0. Tigers 7 runs on 6 hits. Who committed the error?
For LSU?
It's the catcher's interference.
Oh, okay, thank you. That's why I need to rely on y'all on some of that stuff. Yeah, so Hernandez catching with the error.
No chance.
Tigers have left 2 on base.
Center fielder.
Purdue Fort Wayne's already committed 3 errors in this ball game, and LSU's up 7-0. So keeping an eye on it. Pap and Theriot are good enough to hang out with us here. SportsCenter's coming up. Get you caught up on national headlines. There is a lot we're going to get to here as we sort of get. This is the bonus hour of the show. Hunt did his show out at the box today. So he was on from noon to 2. We weren't going to have him be on air during the game out at Alec Box Stadium. So we just did an extended hour here at the start of the show. So this is sort of a Baton Rouge only and stream only hour, but our affiliates in Alexandria, Lafayette, Lake Charles will jump aboard with us here coming up after SportsCenter. We'll get into the regular flow of the show. Theriot will do Ryan's Letter, Kick Rocks, all that at 4:15. Emil Picarella will be with us at 4:30, the new LSU quarterback. Mintz will be here in hour 3. We got a ton to do, and we'll continue and roll along as we kick off a full AFR next.
AFR.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Center.
I'm Doug Brown. The NFL Combine starts a week from Monday. Heisman Trophy winner Travis Hunter is listed as a defensive back, even though he says he wants to play both ways in the NFL, as he did at Colorado. ESPN's Adam Schefter reports the Lions are losing another member of their staff. Director of Scouting Advancement Mike Martin will be the new GM at Notre Dame. Martin helped rebuild the Lions roster. The Four Nations face-off continues tomorrow in Montreal at 8 Eastern on ABC. Team USA plays Canada. The Americans put up a 4-goal third period in their opener after Jack Eichel was put on a line with Matthew and Brady Tkachuk. ESPN's Mark Messier says it changed the game.
I think it did, and I think, you go into these tournaments like this not knowing what you have or what's going to transpire. You don't know who's going to play well. You can put all the theories you want together, but you don't know until you actually get into game action.
Mark Messier, Florida Gators center Micah Handlogton will turn down a redshirt season and join the team now after recovering from a broken left leg last year.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy, coming up Monday, NBA All-Star Weekend, huge college basketball matchups, and I'll react to it all in my Upon Further Review at 7 a.m. Eastern. It's Unsportsmanlike weekday mornings at 6, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After Further Review.
Say it one more time.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio.
Let's ride!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt. Hey, shut up, kid. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Passy Spazzale.
I'm walking here. I'm walking here.
And Mr. Toby Tomplay. Crank that up, Cat. Crank it up. Crank it. Crank, 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 crank. All right. We're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Theriot and Michael Papierski hanging out in studio with us. As we start our full show today, welcome aboard our affiliates in Alexandria, Lafayette, Lake Charles. And for those who are hanging out in the extended hour, we appreciate you. Tigers underway in the 2025 season. LSU leading Purdue Fort Wayne 7-0, bottom three. Stephen Milam at the plate right now with nobody on, nobody out. Guys, quick, so far through 2 innings, Terry, you start. Give me your bullet point, 2-3 quick takeaways. What's been your impressions so far?
And Kate Anderson's dominated the zones, filled it up with strikes. I don't care who you're playing. You still got to throw the ball over the plate. That's very, very encouraging from the pitching standpoint. And this offense looks like it's going to be a tough one to deal with. 1 through 9, you've got guys that can do damage.
Pat, big takeaway so far?
Little Dicky rakes.
How about it, man? Danny Dickinson, the Utah Valley transfer, so far living up to the billing, right? He's 2 for 2 with 4 RBI.
Our catcher has cornrows.
Edge.
Luis Hernandez, the Indiana State transfer, got the start behind the dish today. He is rocking cornrows. Maybe not the greatest, the most epic defensive performance so far through 2 innings. I ain't criticizing. It's just statement of just observation so far. What we got?
Good play.
Milam bounces out to first. Was it a bouncer? It was a high hop. High hop. Yeah.
No, it was hot off the bat. Kid made a good play.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, hit something.
He's 6'9", that guy.
The first baseman. He's a big guy. I don't know if he's 6'9", but he's a big guy.
Yeah, I don't know if he is.
So
he looks like he's 6'9".
You just wanted to see.
Look at his face. That doesn't look like he's 6'9".
Yeah, it looks stretched.
He's got a 6'9" face.
He looks a little stretched there. That's there's no doubt about it. All right, later this hour we will get to Ask Ryan and Pap. So if you want to get questions for Theriot and Papierski, and you can do it. Email us, tweet us, text us 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Let us do this. Let us begin as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
One of the really cool things our friends over at Mockler doing right now, it's the Big Man on the Cul-de-Sac giveaway. So did you watch Super Bowl?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, did you see the ad that had Shane Gillis and Peyton Manning and Post Malone in it when they're like sitting at the cul-de-sac and they got like the It's like the leaf blower, but it's like a Bud Light cannon. They're shooting Bud Lights everywhere. And
I don't remember it.
It was one of the highest rated. I think it was the 7th highest rated on the ad meter. Paulie, can you pull that up? You got it? So right now, our friends over at Mockler Beverage are doing a big man on the cul-de-sac sweepstakes. You can go check them out on social media. The prize pack, it's a Traeger grill, a grill set, so all your utensils. One of those, it's like it's a Bud Light leaf blower that's like the Bud Light launcher thing from the video.
Show.
And then also an apron as well.
How do you win?
So, well, it's a great question, Pat. I'm glad you said that. You need to post a picture of your big man on the cul-de-sac picture. You don't have to obviously live in a cul-de-sac, but post your photo, grilling, doing whatever, any BMOC stuff, and tag Mockler in there, and tag us as well. That'd be great. And hashtag BMOC, and you could win. I think the giveaway ends on, it's in March. Hang on. So you got some time.
That's a decent giveaway, not the best
Bro,
we're going to talk about
today. The Traeger
today.
grill? Are you kidding? The other stuff is fun. The Traeger grill is awesome.
I mean, it's good.
Are you kidding me?
I think it's good.
Bro, it's a Traeger grill.
I love Traeger grills. It's a decent giveaway.
You got to tag at Mockler Beverage and use the hashtag BMOC in your photo. Show off your best outdoor adventures for a chance to win a killer prize pack. Bud Light, drink easy with a great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR, official beer of the Tigers, BMOC, the big man on the cul-de-sac. I love that.
I like that too.
So LSU up 7-0 here on Purdue Fort Wayne. Saints have a new coach, Kellen Moore. You guys, you get any observations on Moore's?
I love it, bro.
What do you love about it?
I like him.
Why?
I like the way he looks.
Me too.
I love the way he looks.
You love the way he looks?
I do, bro. He looks like a guy.
What is wrong with you?
He looks like a guy that's played a lot of Madden in his life. He does. He's got a chair at his house. He's got the headphones, the wireless gaming
got the gamer's
stuff.
chair.
Yeah. The big giant screen. That's what we need.
Screens.
We need that guy.
Like the 3 screens so you can play 4 games at once. Why do you think we
went
need
on his
that
first
guy?
date when he was like 24. Like, that's him.
Well, he's an LDS. He's a Mormon. So he and his wife, I don't know, they've probably been married for a long time. He's 36. He's got 4 kids. That's
getting after.
That's doing work, right? I mean, I think Eric and I would think I was 30.
First hit.
I'm sorry. Might be.
He had a no-hitter.
Let me see. Pep. Check that out there. Pep. No, 2 hits. Second hit of the game. I'm trying to see when the first 2 was. But anyway, second hit of the game for Purdue Fort Wayne. So anyway, so Kellen Moore, Pep, you an NFL guy? I mean, you're from Illinois. You a Bears guy? Did you grow up a Bears fan or not really?
Just being from Chicago, yeah.
Yeah.
I like to play fantasy. I actually won my league this year. In my wife's
Attaboy.
In my wife's family.
Nice work.
I think it's 2 years running.
What was the prize? You got a trophy? Would you get anything good?
$300.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Cake.
Yeah, sorry about it.
That's all good.
I think it's the 3rd year in a row.
You just said 2 years.
I know. I think it's 3. I do.
Are you just extending your winning streak now, Pat?
Yeah.
What do you think about Kellen Moore?
Might have been 4.
You got anything on Kellen Moore?
He was a good offensive coordinator, wasn't he?
Bro. Yeah. I mean, Saints are going to the Super Bowl. Here's the thing.
They have a good defense?
No.
No, they're terrible.
They're really bad.
Okay.
Do you know anything about Kellen Moore?
I do. But here's
tell me exactly. Tell me anything about Kellen Moore.
Where was he at?
Well, he's a Mormon.
Okay,
He's got 4 kids.
I just told you this.
Offensive coordinator.
From where?
He's from Utah. Born and raised.
No.
That's where he was born.
Nope.
Boise State, though.
Played collegially at Boise. He's from the state of Washington.
He was a lefty.
He still is a lefty.
Close enough.
Yeah.
He's still a lefty to this day.
That's right. Yep, still lefty.
He could be. What if he's righty?
Did that get through as well?
What if he
oh,
throws?
Man.
What if he throws the football righty now?
They got a little something cooking. That would be something. Maybe Zambi. That'd be something.
He's gonna have a bad year next year.
So
it's gonna be bad.
I'm still waiting for you to tell me anything about Kellen Moore.
He's got dark hair, brown hair guy. He's got brown hair.
Tell me any place that Kellen Moore has coached.
Boise State.
He never
As
coached.
Assistant
He never.
there.
No, he was
He's
not.
a grad assistant.
Nope,
there.
he was not. Where did he coach in 2024? This football season here recently. This most recent football season.
He was in Philly.
Okay, there we go. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, we got one.
He was in Philly.
Where
this
was
year.
he before Philly?
Before that, he was in Cleveland.
Nope.
That was a guess.
Wasn't there?
That was a guess. Decent guess.
It was.
It was a bad guess, actually.
Dallas. No? Was he ever in Dallas?
He was in Dallas.
Yeah, he was.
But prior to that, he was with the Chargers.
That's right.
And before that was in Dallas.
Did he coach in college right after?
No, he
went straight to the pros.
He was a quarterback for the Cowboys.
Such a Madden, dude, that is such a Madden move.
That is a Madden play.
That is a Madden move, bro. I love this guy. He's going to do great. Next year, he's going to stink.
Yeah.
I'm going to prepare everybody for that.
What are y'all doing for Valentine's Day, guys?
Watching my two-month-old.
Love that. Love that.
We're not going.
Mr. The Riot?
I'm going to go the girls have a semifinal game.
Yes.
Tonight. This is going to be a pretty good game, I think. And so that's good. And then
who's gonna have more goals today, Macy or Georgia?
Georgia's been hot, bro.
Georgie
been. Georgie had one with the left foot Monday that was
nasty.
Show. And she runs her mouth a little bit. She tapes.
She's tough.
She talks a little bit, and she
Throw
puts
some elbows.
She'll put tape on parts of her body for no reason.
Just because.
Yeah, swag. She rolls up her sleeves.
You just did that just so you could show off your Popeye.
She rolls up her sleeves for no reason.
Bro, the guy's got to do some squats or something. I mean, all he does is curls every day.
I do legs twice a
You need
week.
to mix in some legs.
I mean, Pat, look at our guy. In my line, it's like Popeye arms.
He
goes through all
Look
these.
at my
He's
legs.
jacked. He goes
Look at
through
my-
all these different
Look at the
phases.
definition in my legs right here. That's muscle, bro. I don't have skinny, tiny legs.
He did say he ran 4 miles yesterday.
I did.
Mm.
And he said he could go more.
I could have gone more.
Mm.
But I didn't want to. You know, people that run a whole lot have
Center
flat
fielder.
butts, and I don't want to get a flat butt. So
Also got bad backs. That's part of the reason why my back is always jacked up.
Yeah.
No good. No bueno.
Yeah, no, that's not good.
Running a lot is not a good thing for your body. Don't do it. I do not encourage that for anybody.
I've got some Valentine's gifts for my daughters.
Okay, good.
That will and my wife that we'll give this evening after the soccer game, and then it'll probably be a low key evening. I mean, there's no real plans because we always doing something,
man.
Matt.
Gym meet tonight. LSU against Oklahoma, number 1 versus number 2.
Oh, that's a big one.
It's gonna be huge, man. We're gonna step aside real quick. Tigers are up 7-0, 2 on against Anderson here. As this is the first threat that Purdue Fort Wayne's got. They got a couple of knocks against him, but there's 2 outs. And Cade Anderson's trying to work through this one here, so we'll see if he gets out of it. But we come back. I do want to talk. We'll kind of recap Super Bowl, and actually something that we do every year before the season starts is we do in every season. We do our season predictions. So we Paul Muse and I did our NFL season predictions. Now, Muse is not here today. Cassie took one for the team. So Muse could be a giant dork and go spend the afternoon out at the box. And so Cassie's doing 6 straight hours of radio. She video produced Hunt for 2 hours, and she slid over to Muso's chair to do 4 hours of AFR. Seriously, we clapped out for Cassie. Last
Cassie.
hour. Let's do it now that everybody's here again.
Do your thing.
Paul, you have to be here. I'm not clapping for you at all. You just have to be here. It's your job. But anyway, we will Muse, Paulie, and I go through our season predictions, and we always come back. We hold ourselves accountable. So we'll let you know what our NFL preseason predictions were, how we did, good or bad. We'll continue rolling along here. It's After Further Review. Our Friday show is brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Stick around.
After Further Review.
Brought to you by Clegg's Nursery with 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area, Seagan near Airline, LA 16 and Denham, Mid-City on Donmore, and the Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. Buy local, shop local. Hey, you know what today is? What's today?
Today's Friday.
We just talked about it.
Valentine's Day.
Thank you, Pap. I appreciate it. It's Valentine's Day. And so what do guys usually get their ladies on Valentine's Day?
Flowers,
right?
Candy.
My wife.
I got a better
Candy.
idea. Pap. Instead of going buying
Shoes.
flowers that are
Already
going to...
did.
Well, that's fine. Okay. But in addition to, instead of buying flowers that are going to die in a couple weeks, how about you go to Clegg's and get rose bushes and plant them in the yard, so now you have beautiful roses.
It's a gift that keeps on
But then
giving.
you have to take care of it. So you're
Pat,
What do we got?
Pat.
That's true. Good point.
Great exercise.
You could pay somebody.
You could. Go put your hand in the dirt. Great for grounding.
Hey, I
touch
like it.
touch
Grounding?
Mother Earth.
In on grounding.
Thank you.
In on grounding.
I mean, this is what I'm talking about, Pat.
In on
Beautify
grounding.
your yard. She'll love it.
Go
You got
Clegg's.
beautiful roses forever. Clegg's Nursery.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies. Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Another knock for Chris Stanfield, his second of the day. He's 2 for 3. Ripped one through the
Auburn,
left side.
right?
Yep, played center field for Auburn the last couple of years, transferred in. It's always interesting when you see something like that happen, Pat, because, and Michael Papierski, Ryan Theriot in studio with us here. LSU leading Purdue Fort Wayne 7-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. Leadoff single there for Stanfield, and Derek Curiel's up. Last time Curiel was up, he bunted for a single. He was bunting for a hit. Beautiful bunt right down third base line. It hugged the line, hit the bag, and he was safe at first, would later come around to score. It's interesting when you see something like that with a guy like Stanfield, because presumably he could have gone back to Auburn and still started. So, why do you leave Auburn to stay in the SEC? Is it just one of those things where you're testing your NIL value to see if you can go get paid for 1 year? Again, I don't know all the ins and outs of why he left Auburn, but it wasn't like the guy's starting opening day at center field for LSU. He would have been starting at Auburn as well. So why did you make the jump? It's interesting.
Yeah, you touched on the NIL piece. Obviously, that's going to play into it, and something that Pap and I don't know a whole lot about. But I will say, Jay Johnson has a lot of respect in the SEC, in the coaching community, in the college baseball community. What he's done with hitters, how he's changed guys around, giving them an opportunity to get better.
Braswell.
You saw Braswell last year toward the end of the year. It could be as simple as he's going, man, there's a chance to go play down there, and that guy can teach me and get me to the next level and
Why
help.
wouldn't you come here?
I'm in.
I really wonder. Oh, that's a nice little inside-out piece there by Curiel. How about that?
He can hit.
How about that?
He can hit.
Just a beautiful little inside-out job. Nice little spot there, man. Freshman, what do you think of Curiel so far?
He's going to be a dude. Yeah. Telling you. I went to one of their
That's 2 hits now for him.
Can I tell a quick story?
Yeah, please.
I go to one of their scrimmages in the fall, and my man's on deck, or supposed to be on deck. I'm in the dugout chilling, and he's over there taping his bat still, and he's supposed to be on deck. And I'm like, hey, bro, you're on deck. He's like, yeah, I'll be good. I'm going to hit a double. He gets in the box, double. I'm like, dude, you weren't even.
No warm-up swings.
Nothing. Straight to the box. Just taped it bat. He said that's why he wasn't getting hits.
That's some Todd Walker stuff right there.
Telling you.
Wait, he said he wasn't getting hits because his bat wasn't taped?
Something with the grip.
Yeah.
I'm not lying.
And so he just walked up and just roped a double. Came sat right back down next to Theriot.
Some people just hit, man. I mean, some people can what they do. They just get knocks. They hit. This guy crushes buffets for a living.
This guy's huge.
Bear Jones is at the plate with runners at first and second and nobody out. LSU leading 7-0. So we'll see how Bear does here.
He was throwing around 110s.
Yeah.
You know the
incline.
Yeah. Saw that.
Throwing it around.
So, I mean, I think there's videos of your boy attraction throwing around 100-pound dumbbells. I mean, just saying.
Yeah, I was there that day you did that.
You know what was funny? I think I told this story. It was me, Damone Clark, and might have been Andre Anthony. It was NFL guys who were training attraction, and I was getting my work at it, and it was very obviously which one doesn't belong. But sorry. All right, Bear popped out of foul territory. Anyway,
up there.
I think I got a modicum of respect from those guys that day. They're like, oh,
yeah,
okay. I'm like, yeah, look, I probably couldn't back squat my own body
some
weight.
iron around, huh?
Yeah, but the one part of my body that's always been strong is my chest. I'm naturally strong in my chest. So, it was funny because Damone was at the spring game last year, and then he came and kind of dapped me up. He's like, oh,
he remembered.
It was like it really was. There was no reason for him otherwise to remember. He remembered. It was interesting. Yeah. Anyway, all right, let's look at our Super Bowl and NFL recaps. We're glad you're hanging out with us here. Tigers leading 7-0, first and second. All right, Paulie, let's do this thing. Muse isn't here, but every year, Muse, Paulie, and I give you our NFL predictions before the season starts. Now the season, of course, is over. The Super Bowl champions have been crowned, the Philadelphia Eagles. All right, throw out the graphic. So, Paulie, wait, tell me, did we do this to turn on your mic? So, do you have the graphic? It's the full season, or just do you go by division, or it's one graphic?
I have one graphic, full season.
Okay, one. All right, let's put it up there. We'll see how we did. So, Muse, Paulie, and I made our preseason predictions, and let's see how it all went. All right. That's just a lot of graphics there, Paulie. Oh, so that's what we picked, right?
Right.
That's not who won?
The actual results are at the bottom.
There. Okay. That's just that's all. Okay. So in the North, I had the Bengals. Paulie and Muse each had the Ravens. It was the Ravens that won the division. We all had the Houston Texans in the AFC South. The Texans did win. Muse and Paulie had the Bills in the East. I had the Jets. Ooh, boy. I was a believer in Aaron Rodgers coming off of injury, man.
Me too.
I was a believer in AA Ron coming off of injury.
He's not done.
No, he might be. He might be cooked. I'll be curious to see what his opportunity may be next year.
I hope he gets one more shot.
Who would you like to see him go to, Piep? You don't care?
No.
Okay.
I just want to see him play again.
Steelers probably, if he's going to go a place where he actually has a chance to win, Steelers might fit, but I don't know if culturally if they'd want him there. I mean, they don't seem to, if he's going to be doing all his Ashwana and silent dark retreats and not showing up for things and whatever he wants to do, they might be like, bro, you gotta get.
McAfee.
He's made enough money.
Yeah, I mean, if he's just trying to win another one. Throw it back up there, Paulie. So we all had the Chiefs in the AFC West that hit. We all had the Lions in the NFC North that hit. Muse and I had the Bucks in the South. Paulie on an island with the Falcons. Muse and I were right with the Bucks. I was the only one with the Eagles in the NFC East. Paulie and Muse, idiots, went with the Dallas Cowboys. Speak for yourself, Paulie. Explain yourself.
Stupid.
Idiot.
I thought Dak was going to have a good year.
Idiot.
He got hurt.
Yeah, how did he do?
Not so hot.
Exactly. You put the gree on him. We all had the 49ers in the West. The Rams ended up winning that division. Our Super Bowl champions, none of us had either team in the Super Bowl. I had Bengals, Lions. Paulie had Ravens-Lions, and Muse had Niners-Ravens. So this only further illustrates that you shouldn't listen to us for anything at all. Nothing. Because none of us know anything. We're just giving you opinions, and sometimes some of them are right. Like sometimes you go on a limb and you pick the Chiefs to win the AFC West, right? And you nail it. And sometimes you're Paulie, and you've got the Falcons winning the NFC South. Way to go, Paulie.
I was drinking the Kirk Cousins Kool-Aid.
Boy, how did that work out for you? You ended up like all those other people in Waco drinking the Kool-Aid, just dead on the side of the road. Moron. You're not a moron, Paulie. I think you're awesome. You're awesome. Anyway, so there we go. Some good, some not so good. Then again, you could laugh. What was the worst pick I made? Put that back up. I had one in the AFC. Oh, the Jets. Yeah, I had the Jets. So you can laugh at me. You can call me a moron, Paulie.
I mean, it was a good take in the beginning of the season.
Paulie, don't defend my awful take.
That was terrible, man. That was horrible.
Thank you. That's how you got to do it, Paulie. Like, just laugh at me for picking the Jets to win the division. They stunk. I mean, Aaron was healthy the whole year. They won 5 games. I mean, that's an atrocious pick. It was awful. I actually believe the Jets might do something decent in their history, and it just didn't work out. Who just struck out?
Little Dicky.
Little Dicky just struck out.
2 for 3. 4 RBIs.
He was sitting breaking ball like an idiot. He threw him 2 in a row. Of course, he's not going to throw it again. He threw the heater and he swung through it. It was just that was an immature at bat by Lil Dicky.
That's Danny Dickinson, who Theriot told us has a Barry Bonds cross earring.
Yes.
You know what? If he wants to get a diamond studded, he should go to Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry.
Ooh.
LMFJ.com. How'd you like that transition?
Good. That's pretty good.
LMFJ.com. Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. If you want to thrill her, guys, gift in the red box from Lee Michaels. You can never go wrong. 9 locations in all. 2 locations in Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Lafayette, Shreveport, online at lmfj.com. You know what? Today's Valentine's Day.
It's not too late.
It's not too late. A lot of guys probably screwed up and didn't get anything. So on your way home, swing on into Lee Michaels, get her a gift in the red box, thrill her. You'll be the hero. It's Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. lmfj.com, lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. All right, y'all. It's after further review. We'll knock out a quick break. Glad you're hanging out with us here on this Friday edition of AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. We'll do Ask Ryan and Pap coming up here in 15 minutes. If you got questions for Theriot or Mike Papierski, fire away. You can email us, tweet us, text us in the 225 at 396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Or you can jump in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat on the Watch 1045 ESPN YouTube channel. Lots of ways that you can get your questions in. All right, well, now I got a break. We'll come back, give you a run around the headlines from the conference as SEC baseball, all 16 teams in the league are in action today. So we'll give you a little bit of what to look for, and we'll get to Ask Ryan and Pap coming up here. Also, next hour, Ryan's Letter, Kick Rocks. They got to bounce at 4:30 because Theriot's going to watch the Flying Squirrels play some soccer. New LSU quarterback Emil Picarella, 1 hour from right now. Mincy, an hour 4 today. But ton to do, and glad you're hanging out with us here. Stick around. It's AFR.
After further review.
Y'all, we're brought to you by the Watermark and the Renaissance. 2 amazing hotel properties. Tell you about every day. Watermark, downtown, Renaissance, Baton Rouge, Southtown, right there on Bluebonnet. And maybe the most important thing to remember is as we head into the weekend, if you love Sunday brunch, do you love a Sunday brunch?
I like a good Eggs Benedict. Yeah.
Sunday brunch.
Mm-hmm.
I would argue that the Gregory at the Watermark is the best spot you can find in Baton Rouge for brunch. Have you ever been for brunch?
Never been
gotta
for
go.
brunch. Mm-mm.
Gotta go. If you love brunch, if you're looking for something to do Sunday, maybe a little, hey, we didn't get to do anything Friday night for Valentine's Day. Let me make it up to you. Let's do brunch on Sunday. Go to the Gregory at the Watermark Hotel. If you're worried about parking downtown, don't. It's always complimentary valet at the Watermark when you're dining at the Gregory. It's gorgeous. The ambiance is great, and the menu is unmatched. It's affordable, too, for the whole family. It's Sunday brunch at the Gregory Hotel, or at the Gregory inside the Watermark Hotel.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
There's never been a better time to catch a John Deere deal from the crew of Sunshine. Ask us about our low monthly payment options on our tractor packages and let the good times roll. With equipment strong enough to power one of the world's largest celebrations, we've got your needs covered too. Learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer ends March 5th, 2025.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Top 5 out at the box. LSU leading Purdue, Fort Wayne 8-0. Nate Yeski out to chat with Cade Anderson, who's up to 74 pitches. Ideally, guys, where do you think Anderson might fall on the pitch count here on opening day?
100.
You're good going to 100?
I think in college. Look at it, he's getting ready. Never mind. But I mean, in college, you like. I think the other day he threw 4 or 5 innings.
Yeah.
Like.
And there's a difference between there's a difference between 100 pitches or over 3 innings and 100 pitches over, 5 to 7 innings.
He didn't have any stressful innings.
No stressful innings. I mean, you could sit there and play catch all day long. I mean, he's had a couple runners on base. I don't know if it's the pitch count as much as it is all that.
And I can't tell if that was 20 or 26. Could you tell? So again, yeah, it's interesting now. It's the first time we've seen a bullpen camera, and the bullpen's underneath the right field bleachers. It was either 20 or 26. I think that was Kason Evans, number 20. He was a freshman out of the Houston area. He's a right-handed pitcher. 26, by the way, is Zach Cohen, who's the transfer from Wofford, who's small. He's 5'11". He was Wofford's front.
Big dude.
Yeah, he's looked bigger anyway from that perspective. So it's probably one of those things where I don't know that Kason Evans as a freshman is the guy that we're expecting a lot of high leverage situations for LSU this season. But when you're up 8-0, you're probably looking maybe to save your I don't want to say better arms, but maybe the guys that you're planning on counting on in bigger roles for different circumstances, maybe later in the weekend, perhaps.
I mean,
or is this a situation where I
think they probably are playing it. They probably have their guys that are hot today. And they're going to probably follow script. I mean, if I had to guess, they knew going into this game it was going to be something similar to this. And so, like Pap will tell you, you've got guys that are up that day and guys that are down. They're just, no matter what happens, they're not throwing that day. It has nothing to do with the pitch count or, stress.
Who's better or
who's
worse. It's just who's
guys,
hot or who's not.
They'll have their script. I'm guessing he has his script on who's going to pitch and when. The first guy in, second guy in, third guy in. And that's at least early in the year, I would think they would follow that.
After a mound visit there, Anderson issues a walk, so it's a 2-out walk. So first and second with 2 outs.
I'm going to say this is his last inning.
Yeah, I mean he's at 80 pitches now. It would make sense.
5.
Let him get through 5. Not only do you not need to tax him anymore, it's an opportunity to go get other guys' work,
exactly.
right?
That's right.
I'm big on, though, if you're here, if you're close to being an official game, you let the guy get it.
Yeah, let him finish the inning.
Let him finish the inning.
No, I'm with you on that.
You know, we used to see with the guy that coached before, Jay, that he would go get him, like right before it was official. Which, I mean, if I'm a pitcher, I'm so pissed off.
Well, I mean, the most notable example of that in baseball LSU history I can remember was in the 1997 national championship game. Skip pulled Coogan in that situation when he would have had an opportunity to be the winning pitcher in 2 national championship games, which has never happened.
Yep.
And I don't know, has anybody ever asked Skip about that? I'm sure probably has. All right, ground out, and there we go. All right. So Cade Anderson gets out of it. So Cade Anderson threw 5. No runs on 4 hits. I'm trying to see his line. Forgive me. If this is it for Cade Anderson, here it is. So no runs, 4 hits, struck out 8, issued 1 walk, just the 1 walk that we just saw. And I think all the hits were pretty harmless. And nobody really barreled him up, did they? Not that I saw. I'm trying to keep an eye as we come and go a little bit. So Pat and Theriot are here with us. You can always get your questions in. We'll do Ask These Guys coming up here in just a bit. But Tigers opening up here the 2025 baseball season, and a nice start there for Cade Anderson. What do y'all think about what they're going to do the rest of the weekend with Ianson going tomorrow and then Shores on Sunday?
Again, I think there's, I'm sure they have this thing scripted out a little bit. They're going to want everybody to get their pitches in, their innings in. This is why you open up with a team that you're better than, where you can kind of script some of this stuff out. To me, it's best case scenario, especially for a group of guys that hasn't played a whole lot together. I'm interested to see Shores probably the most on Sunday.
Me too.
From a potential standpoint, I just remember, Skeen, he would back Skeens up, and I can remember thinking to myself, that guy might be better than Skeens.
Why?
It's just the projectability, the velocity, the size.
6'8",
we were sitting behind home plate watching Skeens one day, and Shores backed him up, and I was just blown away. And then obviously the injury and all that. So I'm most excited to see him on Sunday.
Pat, what did you see from Shores when you were working out with him here in this preseason?
He works his butt off in the gym, I'll tell you that. I didn't see him throw much. They're on crazy schedules now. They're at the field nonstop. But I'm excited to see what he comes back. I mean, just seeing that short, I don't know, what did he throw? Maybe 10 innings? How many did he throw? I don't know.
Yeah. Let me look at it. It was something like that. I mean, it was one
just
of the
that short.
It was the Arkansas series. It was early in conference play. I'm sorry, he pitched.
He was going to throw, 100?
Yeah, he was upper 90s.
Yeah, every pitch?
With a hell of a breaking ball, and he's a giant. So
he's handing you the ball?
At 100.
Good luck.
He threw 18 innings, 18 and a third, and he had, in that 18 and a third, a 1.96 ERA, struck out 15 and walked 9. But dude, that could run it up there, man.
Just fill up the zone. That's it. Name of the game.
All right, Tigers here, bottom 5, coming to bat, leading 8-0 against Purdue Fort Wayne in the season opening series here for 2025. The Dons, the Mastodons, having a little rough go so far.
What about Schmidt, the freshman pitcher?
Well, this is the guy to ask about Schmidt.
Yeah, I mean, same thing. Mid to upper 90s guy with a made.
He's supposed to be a high draft pick, yeah.
Yeah, he turned down quite a bit of money, and
how much?
I mean, over 2. The thing with Schmidt though is not the velocity. I'm telling you, he has the best breaking ball that I've ever coached. I haven't coached a lot of guys, but it is a true 12-6 hard spin rate curveball that is. I mean, it's serious. It is a serious curveball.
Did I have a scout tell me before the draft that his spin rate would have been top 10 in the big leagues right now? Schmidt. Yeah.
The curveball's silly, man.
So that's
when is he pitching?
Or
is he out of the bullpen?
He's going to be in the bullpen, at least to start. We'll see if that. But
it doesn't ever.
It does go to It does go to show you though just the depth, like of arms on the
they
staff.
got arms this year.
The question is, like, how does it all evolve into roles?
It'll play out.
You know, because you're not gonna use 15 guys.
No,
you're not gonna use 12 guys when you get to the postseason. You know, Jay even said, you know, all the combos with Skip. Skip would always say you get to 7 or 8. What's that?
Maybe. What if you had 12? If you have 12 dudes and they're all ready to go, let's go. Obviously, like you said, you're not going to use all of them, but
I mean,
the more arms you have, the better. Everybody, I mean, injuries are going to happen. That's just, I mean, it's baseball, right?
I mean, the Shores is an example of that, right?
You know, knock on wood, and you know, I'm praying for everybody that they don't get hurt, but it just happens. It's the nature of the game.
Yeah, you know, and you go into a season oftentimes too, like thinking a certain thing, and then it plays itself out. Like, you know, I remind people, Thatcher Hurd was your Friday night guy to start the season last year, and it just didn't end up working. Holman ended up holding that role, and by the end of the season, it was Gage Jump who was your frontline guy with Jump and Holman. In the season opener in 17, Pat, I'm looking at the lineup here. Do you know who led off the season opener in 2017 for y'all?
I don't.
It was Chris Reed.
Oh, I was going to say Reed.
Bro, you weren't even in the lineup in the opener.
In 17?
You stink.
Yeah, I guess so.
You weren't in the lineup. It was Reed, Watson.
Who did we play?
Army.
No, I played.
You didn't? Looks like Coombs caught.
My junior year? I think that's... What game is that? I don't think that's...
First game against Army. Alex Lang won.
Wow. Maybe I did.
So, you went Reed, Watson, Rankin Woolley, Dykeman, Slaughter, Bryce Adams.
Yeah.
No, this can't be right. Hang on.
That's not right.
No, here you go. All right, here you go. Okay, that was wrong. Yeah, okay, you played. You went Freeman.
Cole Freeman, okay.
Duplantis.
Okay.
Kramer. Dykeman, Slaughter, Adams. Slaughter played first.
Played with Slaughter this year.
Adams DH'd.
My boy.
Rakes.
Smith. Strahl played. That can't be right.
No, that's not right.
Smith, and then Papierski and Bro.
Brennan Bro
started and left.
That team was pretty good, huh? That's a good team.
But the point is, like,
that's a good team.
By the end of
we had the Jordan twins.
Yeah, by the end of the season, like, Brennan Bro wasn't starting. Rankin Woolley transferred out. Bryce Adams.
Rankin Woolley didn't play that.
Bryce Adams, I think.
He played a little bit in the beginning.
I think he had 5 hits on the season.
Yeah.
That year. The point is, like, even on a team that was the national runner-up, like, what you think you have when you start is never how it never finishes how it starts. It never ever does. So, I mean, last year Brady Neal was playing in right field early in the season. So, you know, like, he's a catcher who's playing right field early. Ashton Larson wasn't even thought of. So, Stephen Milam was, I know you dispute this, but we weren't talking about Stephen Milam at this point in the season. He went out there the opening weekend.
Monster.
He made the most of his opportunity, and you just couldn't justify taking him off the field. Like, he had to be out there. So, speaking of the devil, Stephen Milam at the plate.
Come on, Homer.
1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Tigers leading Purdue Fort Wayne 8-0 here, game 1. We're brought to you by the Williamson Eye Center. Let's see how Milam does. By the way, that's the other thing, too, we'll talk about for those who missed it. Milam is batting in the 8-hole, Braswell the 9-hole. So, Jay's taking his veteran guys, putting them there at the bottom of the lineup. Brought to you by the Williamson Eye Center, 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com. That's WilliamsonEye.com. Thinking about LASIK? You need to call the Williamson Eye Center. They're the absolute best. Did you ever have LASIK? Nope. You had good eyes? Yep. Good for you, man. You're lucky. But, you know, it's interesting. You go over to the Williamson Eye Center. They have a whole wall. It's a wall just dedicated to all the athletes that they've helped with refractive procedures over the years. It's pretty impressive to look at the whole thing. Guys like Devin White, Kayla Chasson, I mean, Coogan, Paul Maneri. It's pretty incredible to look at the whole. What I miss?
Heater straight down.
He threw one about 50 feet.
Got it.
50-footer.
All right, so Hernandez on second now. Anyway, Williamson Eye Center, 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com. That's WilliamsonEye.com. Hey, look at this text I just got from Gordy Rush. Look at that text from Gordy. Read it. Read it.
Yeah, they do, Gordy.
Well,
Yes. Does Parrish do gutters? Absolutely, Gordy. We do gutters. And I'd love to do your gutters for you.
I just texted him back. By the way, we got a huge announcement for Parrish today.
Oh, my God.
If you're not following Parrish on social media, you need to.
Big announcement.
It was a big announcement today. An expensive announcement today.
Oh, we're blessing people's hearts.
We are.
That's what we're doing.
All right. Well,
I think this catcher that they have needs LASIK. He just, literally just missed the ball.
oh, dude, we literally get to talk about Parrish in the next segment. Like, it's literally on the – so we'll do it when we come back. We'll tell everybody. It's big news.
Big news.
It's big news. We'll get to it. All right. Ask Ryan and Pap to wrap up hour number one. Got a question for Theriot or Papierski? Anything? God,
It happens.
LASIK.
It happens.
No.
Look
That doesn't, bro.
Like, I just looked up and I watched him. The catcher just completely whiffed on the ball, went straight to the
This
backstop.
guy's never played in front of more than 400 people, and he's playing in front of 10,000.
You just got to catch it.
It is.
The
You're right.
possession
You're right.
is literally.
But go back there
it's
and
called
try. It's
catcher.
not easy.
Just catch it. Look at that guy. He needs
swaggy gear, though.
He's a
Go
Carl
show
Blake
him.
Williamson.
It's AFR.
There he is.
AFR.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. If you've been injured in an accident, it's not your fault. Do what injured people in our state have done for 30 years. Go to getgordon.com, getgordon.com, getgordon.com. Gordon's got offices all over the state, so no matter where you are, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Lafayette, Lake Charles, Alex, Shreveport, Ruston, it doesn't matter. Wherever you are, nice. Get Gordon and get it done. Is that Braswell?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Braswell, a little knock, a little RBI knock.
Choopy.
You know who'd be excited about that? Gordon, because Gordon does great work with all the LSU athletes, tons of NIL deals, part of the G team. Want to learn more about that? All the great content from the G team? Easy. Go to GordonGives.com, GordonGives.com. It's a charitable arm of Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. You can see all the great content they've done with all the NIL athletes and all the other charitable endeavors and organizations that Gordon's a part of. A great part of our community all over the state for more than 30 years. It's Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Go to getgordon.com. You know what to do. Get Gordon and get it done.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac. Our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
There's never been a better time to catch a John Deere deal from the crew of Sunshine. Ask us about our low monthly payment options on our tractor packages and let the good times roll. With equipment strong enough to power one of the world's largest celebrations, we've got your needs covered too. Learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Wrapping up hour number 1. Get your questions in for Theriot and Pat here. As we're rolling along, finishing up hour number 1. You can ask guys anything about anything. Let's see. Kason Evans is on to replace Cade Anderson. So Cade Anderson's day is done. Thoughts on Cade Anderson's debut?
Good. Really good day. 5 innings, 8 punchies.
Yep.
1 walk.
Yep.
Fill up the zone.
Not bad. Theriot?
Yeah, I don't think the 1 walk was his fault either. You go out, talk to the guy, mess up his rhythm, then he walks the guy. He went breaking ball right out of the discussion with the pitching coach. That was stupid. They can't hit your fastball. Just throw a heater.
Maybe he was throwing breaking balls for strikes.
Maybe so. I was really encouraged by the outing. I thought he did great. And this guy throws 100, I think, too. I think this guy throws really hard.
The thing we'll say about Anderson is I'm not in any way surprised by the day he had today. Cade Anderson was awesome last year in the non-conference. Like we've talked about ad nauseum, the issue he ran into was he really struggled whenever he was trying to get out SEC hitters. So I am not in any way surprised Cade Anderson had a great day. Expected he would. I think he will the next couple of weeks as well. Let me see what it looks like whenever you're playing on the road in College Station. Let me see what it's like when Tennessee comes to the box.
Was he 93 last year?
I don't know, Pat.
Velo's up a little bit.
That'd be awesome. I mean, wouldn't you anticipate it will? I mean, if he put on weight like you said he would, I mean, got a little more.
Oh, there you go.
Who's in? Is that Priester?
Aaron Beatty.
Aaron Beatty? Yeah. All right, so change behind the dish as well. Is that also maybe just them wanting to get a lot of guys work, but also certain guys maybe are more comfortable with certain catchers?
I mean, yeah, but I don't think that's why he's putting them in there.
You think this is just
I mean, it's 9-0, 6th inning.
So you think this is just let's go get other guys work?
Yeah.
Okay. So Cade Aaron Beatty,
I think he's
big too, huh? Golly, how big is he?
I don't know if he's that big.
He's a thick dude,
he's
man.
Thick, yes, he is. But I think my freshman year, I did the same thing. I came in
6'3", 204, Pat. Aaron Beatty's 6'3", 204. Okay. He's a big dude, man. How big are you?
6'4". I think when I was there, like 220.
Yeah, man. I mean, freshman.
Yeah, he's big.
Big dude. Evans, punch out.
Yeah.
Got him swinging.
Yeah.
All right. Very nice. All right. All right. We're running out of time here for questions. Do you have the Ask Ryan music to bed? Whatever. We get it for next hour. If not, don't worry about it. We'll get it for next hour. Muse is out at the box, so Cassie's filling in for him. A couple of questions. If you want to get your questions in, email us, tweet us, or text us in the 225-396-4400. Ask Ryan if the Cardinals going to be any good this year.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Actually, before we do that, I want to tell people, because we teased it, so let's tell people about the Parish Construction and Roofing giveaway.
Oh, man. This is something I've wanted to do for a long time now. Finally got it done.
It's a stupid idea.
It's a wonderful idea and something that we're going to do. But we're giving away $5,000 cash at Parish Construction and Roofing.
It's your money, too. I'm not paying it.
Yeah, we're giving away $5,000 cash.
You're giving away $5,000 cash.
All you have to do is go to the website, fill out the form for a free roof inspection. Don't have to pay anything, and you're entered to win $5,000. We're gonna do this for cash money, bro. I'm coming to your house. I'm making it rain. I'm throwing the money at you.
Macy even said she bought a money gun.
Money gun, the whole skit.
5 G's.
$5 grand. We're going to do this for 7 days.
So we're announcing the winner 1 week from today.
So next Friday on air, we'll announce the winner of the $5,000 cash.
And it's Theriot's money, not mine.
Okay?
Yeah.
All you have to do is either call 364-1007.
We're running out of time. Let me land the plane. Yeah. We're giving away $5,000 cash. All you got to do, free roof inspection. Follow us on social. All the deets are at our website, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com, and you can win $5,000 of Theriot's money. Hour 2 after SportsCenter.
AFR.
Hey, if you're in the market for a new vehicle, get on by South Point Volkswagen. Go car shopping this weekend. Most people do that, right? You shop online, you look at the inventory, you look for deals, what you're interested in, and then you go test drive. So start at southpointvw.com. Awesome deals. 2024 Atlas, Crossport, that's what I drive, 3.9% for 60 months, $1,500 customer bonus. Tiguan as well, the Atlas, the 3-row 7-seater family SUV, Jetta. No matter what model in their lineup of vehicles, they got great deals. And remember, when you drive a Volkswagen, you're always driving one of the safest vehicles on the road. It's one of the things I love most about driving a Volkswagen. When I sit in my car, when I put Drew in his car seat, I know I have the peace of mind of driving one of the safest vehicles on the road. When Erica's driving, she's in an Atlas, one of the safest vehicles on the road. By the way, they're manufactured right here in the US of A at their Chattanooga, Tennessee plant. Why would you buy anywhere else? South Point Volkswagen, what's your direction?
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. Travis Hunter, who played corner and wideout for Colorado on his way to the Heisman Trophy, says he wants to play both ways in the NFL. But for the Combine, which is just 10 days away now, Hunter is listed as a DB. indicating that's where scouts believe he will play. The Dolphins cut running back Raheem Mostert today. Devon Achane was the team's feature back this season. The Golden State Warriors have won 3 of their 4 games since acquiring Jimmy Butler. New teammate Draymond Green calls Butler a franchise changer, according to ESPN's Oumyung Masuk.
The winner is going to be the #1 overall seed in next week's bracket, Alabama or Auburn. And the prize isn't just a 1 seed, it's geography. It's a path that would go Lexington, Atlanta, San Antonio. Pretty attractive for an SEC contender.
Oumyung Masuk on game night. Braves outfielder Ronald Acuna Jr. says he's almost fully recovered from a torn left ACL last May.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy. Coming up Monday, NBA All-Star Weekend, huge college basketball matchups, and I'll react to it all in my Upon Further Review at 7 a.m. Eastern. It's Unsportsmanlike weekday mornings at 6, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio.
Let's ride!
Hour 2. Off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
Passy Spazzale.
I'm walking here. I'm walking here.
And Theriot?
Shelby!
Okay, there we go.
Here.
We're just figuring out where the buttons are, and so it's all good. We got Theriot's here. Michael Papierski hanging out with us as well. An extended version of AFR. We got started at 2 o'clock. Kind of head up on the LSU baseball game. So talked plenty of LSU baseball today. A lot of other stuff. Went through our NFL recap of our preseason predictions. Did that in the last hour. Emil Picarella, new LSU quarterback addition. He'll be here in studio with us in 30 minutes from right now. Ben Mintz next hour. We got Theriot and Pap here for 2 more segments. We'll do Ryan's That'll Kick Rocks, and I got to get out of here. Theriot's going to watch daughters play soccer. We doing damage tonight?
Tonight will be a good one.
Yeah.
Tonight, semifinal game. It'll start to get real tonight. So fingers crossed we can get a shot at a three-peat.
Let's go.
For the
Parkview
Squirrels. Baptist Eagles.
The Flying Squirrels. Flying Squirrels.
A three-peat. Didn't quite work out for the Chiefs.
The Chefs.
But we're hoping that the Parkview Baptist Eagles can get it done.
Working out so far for the Tigers, 9-0. They're skunking Purdue, Fort Wayne. How about Case and Evans? First out of the bullpen to relieve Cade Anderson. Dude's chugging 98, man. That's pretty snapping off some pretty filthy stuff, huh?
Yeah, that's what happened there, Pap? Jeez. He missed it.
Ball goes to the backstop. Jones takes second. That's the other thing about Jones, though, man. They got to find protection for him in the lineup, man. Like, he didn't see anything to hit in that AB. So take your base. We'll take our shot with everybody else.
He's reaching for a hit. He's got to slow it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Walks are okay.
Yep. Well, he's popped out twice to the infield today so far, so he's
trying to get a hit.
Yeah.
He sees everybody else hitting. And he's like, I need a hit.
Case and Evans?
Dominating stuff. I mean, I don't care who you're playing. Upper 90s fastball, breaking ball, super, super sharp. And Pap said it, and he's right. The pace in which you catch the ball, get your sign, get on the rubber, deliver the pitch. That's
confidence.
It does. He doesn't look like a freshman out on the mound.
Josh Pearson just roped an RBI double down the right field line. Scores Bear Jones. Tigers up 10-0. How's your week there, Mr. The Right? Go
on. It's a good week. It's been a real productive week. We got a lot going on right now. We've got indoor track with the girls, which takes up a bunch of time, and then as well as, like I said, we're in the middle of the soccer playoffs, and to put together $5,000 to give away to the folks of Baton Rouge from Parrish is I haven't. But that's
we're already getting in entries.
That's not an easy thing to do.
No kidding, right?
Right.
Giving away $5,000.
We need more entries.
Let's go. Who wants $5,000 of Theriot's money?
Me.
Yes.
Me.
Okay.
All you got to do is enter for a free no-obligation roofing inspection, follow Paris Construction Roofing on social, and you can win it.
Yeah, I'm giving.
We got 7 days, by the way, for these entries.
7 days.
1
for
week
$5
from today,
grand.
we're giving away $5,000 on this show.
On this show, and then I'm showing up to your house, and I'm giving you the money at your house. This is what's happening. I'm throwing it at you, actually. Anyway, but other than that, it's been a great week. Today is Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah, it is.
So happy Valentine's Day to everyone out there.
Whatever.
It's a made-up holiday, but it's all good. Tell the ones that you love them, and then even if you don't really love them, tell them that anyway, because it's a nice thing to do.
And then go spend money on stuff you don't need.
And so in the spirit of that, I have a Valentine's Day letter that I've written to someone. And I'd like to share it.
I'd love to hear it.
With everybody on air. Dear Will Wade, happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, man.
Coach Wade, will you be my Valentine? It's impossible for me to put into words my love for you, but I'll give it a shot. From the moment I laid eyes on you at Phil's Oyster Bar in the back room, I knew you were different. You commanded the room with such class and confidence and had us all convinced that the days of drunk frat guys hanging from the rafters of the PMAC would be back soon.
They were.
I'm not sure if it was the day drinking or the fried shrimp po' boy, but there was a twinkle in everyone's eye that day. It was a magical moment. Those first few years, it was obvious that you meant business. All of a sudden, LSU basketball became a desirable place to play again. Coach, you infused the energy needed to keep the in-state players here. Your intense nature attracted guys who would normally not even consider LSU. The gumbo had begun to be made.
You're paying the players help, too.
And brick by brick,
oh, yeah.
Coach, you created a monster on the bayou, and I thank you for that. The magic was back. When the Tigers pulled up to your gym, when the Tigers pulled up to the opponent's gym, they knew that they were in for a fight.
Don't call it a gym in front of Will Wade.
Arena. I love you for that, Will. Sure, your body isn't that of a Greek god. Matter of fact, you're shaped like an egg or a pear. But you can't judge a book by its cover.
Would you say that?
Truthfully, Coach, if I was judging you by your cover, I'd think you were a software engineer. Or maybe a data entry specialist who sits behind a computer all day. You definitely don't look like a man who leads high-level athletes to success. And, Coach, the way that you've convinced these young players to trust you is truly amazing. If I didn't know better, I'd think you were a DEI hire. Planted to bring some diversity. But, boy, I would be wrong. Coach, I'm writing you this letter to tell you that I want you back. I love you. I miss the days of you pacing the sidelines, cussing out officials, and sweating all over fans lucky enough to sit courtside. Will you please come back to Baton Rouge, Coach? We can even pay the kids now. So it'll be awesome. And I promise Coach Muckley will get you a new arena. It's going to be great. Anyway, thanks for taking the time to listen. I love you, Coach. Ryan.
It's after further review. We'll knock out a quick break. Kick Rocks is next. Emil Picarella, LSU quarterback edition coming up in about 20 minutes. It's AFR.
AFR.
We're brought to you by Action Industries, proud partner of LSU Athletics. Action, INDINC.com. Action Industries Incorporated. We talk about these industrial contractors. There's a lot of them in the area, and sometimes it can be hard to differentiate who's who and what's what. Couple things about Action Industries. Number one, they've been local since 1982. Maybe the most impressive thing, as I've gotten to know my friends over at Action and about their business a lot, is they're very comfortable in who they are. There are some mega contractors that can man these massive $100, $200 million jobs, right? That's not Action Industries. The 100-person job, that is their sweet spot. Like, they know what they are. And so sometimes, like, you may go hire this massive contractor for your 100-person job, and you don't feel like you're getting their best, their undivided attention, because you're probably not. But at Action Industries, you'd be their number one priority. It's Action Industries. Check them out online to learn more. It's Action Industries, proud partner of LSU Athletics.
There it is, the extra mile. on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
There's never been a better time to catch a John Deere deal from the crew of Sunshine. Ask us about our low monthly payment options on our tractor packages and let the good times roll. With equipment strong enough to power one of the world's largest celebrations, we've got your needs covered too. Learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer ends March 5th, 2025.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
This is the cul-de-sac commercial. The big man on the cul-de-sac. You didn't see this at the Super Bowl? It's Shane Gillis, Post Malone, Eli, Peyton are in there. It's the big man on the cul-de-sac. So our friends over at Mockler Beverage are doing a really cool giveaway. Paul, do you have that graphic still? You can pull it up. It's the big man. They're in celebration of the Super Bowl ad. That was the Shane Gillis, Peyton Manning, Post Malone, big man on the cul-de-sac Super Bowl ad. They're doing a big man on the cul-de-sac sweepstakes. They're giving away a Traeger grill. Hey, can you go full screen? Thank you, Paul. A Traeger grill, the grill sets, all your grilling tools, a leaf blower, but it's the like the Bud Light launcher in the commercial when they put the Bud Lights in the blower and they're like launching Bud Lights everywhere, and an apron. It's pretty, dude. The Traeger grill alone is worth entering. You want to win the big man on the cul-de-sac sweepstakes? It's easy. You just post your big man on the cul-de-sac photo on social media, hashtag BMOC, tag Mockler Beverage, and you could win.
And if you want to win $5,000 cash,
your money,
of my money,
okay,
win Ryan's money.
Yeah.
Go to, what is it? Parish.
I got to teach you to be better.
Go to parishbuilt.com.
Because now you just stepped on one sponsor read to the other. I got to teach you to be better than that.
While you're trying to win stuff.
Yeah.
I'd like to win $5,000.
You're trying to win things.
See, but now you just stepped on one though, and you just muted it.
You
one upped.
That's my bad.
Yeah.
So go try to win the barbecue pit, or if you want cash and an apron, or if you want cash, go to parishbuilt.com. Register free roof inspection. That's all you got. Just the roof inspection. And I'm going to give you $5,000.
You got to follow Parrish.
Yeah, if you have social media, follow it too. It's $5,000.
Tanner Reeves is in at second base.
Cold hard cash.
You can kick rocks.
It's time to kick rocks with Ryan Theriot.
Kick rocks.
Presented by Ruckus. Kick rocks with shoes from Ruckus. Jones Creek Road in Baton Rouge, or go to ruckus103.com.
Tom Brady can kick rocks. That's a standing kick rocks, but this one's
a perpetual kick rock.
Kick rocks.
Did you prepare?
Yeah. Okay, you can kick rocks for being a middle midget.
Kick rocks.
Costing your team 4 points.
I think you can kick a whole bag of rocks for that.
Get on down the road and kick rocks.
This guy's nasty.
Case and Evans.
Case and Evans. That was just a.
Excuse me.
That was. I don't want to strike out. He's just trying not to punch out. Let me just touch it.
Been there.
Oh yeah, I've been there too. I've been there too. Aaron Rodgers can kick rocks. Shouldn't have played last year. Should definitely not play this year. If you'd focus more on football than you do all the other stupid stuff you do, you might get back there because you're a heck of a player. Well, we're a heck of a player.
Do you think he's still 41 years old?
Yeah.
Convinced he's still good?
Yeah, I think he can still rip it. I think he's smart. I think he understands coverages and all that stuff. But again, when he was really, really good, he wasn't doing all the weird stuff he's doing.
There was I think he was still doing that. But there's just moments this year where he was really good. I don't know if the Jets being 5-12 and Rodgers just showing flashes of being Aaron Rodgers, or that he's 41 and just isn't that guy anymore, or if it was he is that guy, but the Jets suppressed that guy. I don't know. I'll be fascinated to see him on a better team.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, but I think he should retire. Anyway, I thought the Super Bowl halftime show can kick rocks.
Okay.
Get on down the road and kick rocks.
Well,
what's your take on this?
And listen, here's the thing. I thought Kendrick Lamar did a good job with his show. I'm not a huge fan. And I think that the NFL and whoever did the show missed an opportunity to pay homage to Cash Money.
Yes.
To No Limit Records.
Yes.
You've got Kevin Gates, you've got Boosie, you've got some artists from the area that.
Why not Wayne?
You've got Lil Wayne.
I love the LA show with the with Dre and Snoop and Fitty. I mean, it was great.
It was great.
It was great. It was a tribute to West Coast rap. Why didn't we get to see Nola Bounce?
Missed an opportunity. And you're sleeping on Master P. Master P changed the entire rap world. I want you guys to do a little research and just financially how this guy created what he created and how the other artists, Snoop Dogg and the biggest artists, give him the credit for their careers. So a Super Bowl halftime show can kick rocks.
I know.
And then lastly,
kick rocks.
2 p.m. opening day games. We do it every year here at LSU. I don't care if it's going to rain. I really don't. It should be.
This isn't because of the rain.
It should be a night game.
What's the reason?
This isn't because of the rain. So Jay has talked about this. He wants to avoid night games during the cold weather months, so his team is playing during the day. And I agree with you. Because it's like fans be damned. I don't care that it's 2 o'clock on a Friday. You've already bought your tickets, your season ticket holders. So even if you can't go, tough luck.
Yeah, Jay, you can kick rocks for that.
I'm telling
you,
rocks. It is. It's what's interesting though. I'm sorry. Finish your point. I'm sorry.
No, it's weak.
I did say it was cold earlier. It's not that cold.
It's not that cold.
60 degrees.
But you know what? Suck it up.
Come on.
Suck it up. It's for the fans, bro. Clean it up. Anyway, that's it. Kick rocks.
We're right about Michelli weighing in measurement. I want to come back to that point here in a second. Michelli.com, locations all over the United States of America. More than 30 different locations across 13 different states. Michelli, Michelli.com. If you weigh or measure something, they sell, service, rent the products used to weigh and measure. ISO 17025 accreditation. They have their mobile calibration lab so they can come to you and calibrate on site. And they're our nation's largest distributor of scales. They're based right here in Louisiana and Harahan. So check them out online. If you're looking for a new career, hit the careers tab at Michelli.com. Michelli.com. We'll have Emil Picarella in studio with us in 10 minutes, new LSU quarterback. The point about moving the game time, and listen, I understand that.
What about school?
For the players?
They don't go to school. It's all online.
I missed one class my whole year.
They don't go to class.
A babe Pap.
One class.
Not a babe Pap. Sitting there putting on for the student athlete. And you got caught? What happened?
I was sleeping. I got a text. She said, "Where you at?" I said, "I'm in my bed."
I'm not going to lie.
Sick.
That
No,
was
I'm
it.
good.
That was my only class I ever missed.
They don't go to class. This is all online.
That's right.
They don't go on
Ever
campus.
since COVID.
Oh, here we go. John Pearson. How about that?
Larson just got an AB.
I got a homer right here.
Ashton Larson just hit?
Ashton Larson said, looks good. Look like he put on some weight. Larson looked good.
Okay. So this is the component. And I understand that for Jay Johnson, the objective is go win championships, not make fans happy on February the 14th playing at 6:30 or 2. I get it.
That's right. You win a championship, they're going to like you.
Exactly. No one's going to think, man, that was a lot of fun in the College World Series. But remember back in February when they played at 2 o'clock? That pissed me off. But I will say this is a dramatic difference in eras of college baseball, right? So, and this isn't a knock, a pro, a con. It's just an observation. Like, Jay has the opportunity. Ooh, how about that?
Ball smoked, bro.
John Pearson, double in his first AB.
Triple. Go.
No, he ain't going 3, dog. You saw that dude motoring, bro? He's standing. He is happy to stand up on second base, bro. Big boy is just going to sit there and smile and take his double.
Hey, that ball was hit.
He smoked that one. For him. We're in that 47, too, like Tommy Tanks.
And Jamin Garrido.
Shout out. Anyway, point is, in this era, like, you've got your season tickets sold. It doesn't matter. Like, everyone's there. When Skip was building the program, like, you had to do things to get people to come and to buy tickets. And, like, you had to be more appealing to the fan to bring them in. This is, we know we got you. We're going to do whatever we want. Look, LSU baseball, the numbers just came out. LSU baseball lost $1.9 million last year. If you play at 6:30 or at 2, it ain't changing that.
That's right.
It's all about, this is a loss leader. Like women's basketball. Women's basketball is the biggest loser financial loser on campus. LSU lost more than $8 million in the women's basketball program last year. $8 million in the red.
Nasty.
Yeah, but that's exactly the point. It's an investment because you realize they're awesome. Look at the attention that brings to the entire athletic department, the university as a whole.
LSU, yeah.
Yes, the brand. And so you will have a residual benefit of that is immeasurable. It's like Nick Saban at Alabama. Look at that campus in 2007 and now, and the influx of cash from donors and everything that's happened. Well, it's all because the football team was the best in the country for 2 decades, and they were always front and center, and people wanted to go there, and admissions were up, and applications were. I mean, it's just, talk to anybody like with the Alumni Association or the LSU Athletic Department. LSU wins a national championship football. The next year, applications double to the university. So there's a residual benefit to all that. But, I mean, that's all. This is all a very long way of saying this sucks, that Jay is deciding to play a game like this at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday. And they're going to keep doing this. Like, their midweeks are going to be at 2 in the afternoon. That's just what they're going to keep doing because he doesn't want to play cold weather night games. He thinks that's bad for his team. And he has the luxury to do it. But it's not good for the fans. But it's not about that. I hate to say it that way. It's just not. It's about what's going to be best for the team, put you in position to win a championship. And so that's the directive here.
I don't like it because I can't go.
I'm with you.
And I want to go.
I mean, Cassie has to sit here for, we shouldn't have to. She volunteered. But she's doing 6 straight hours in the studio today because Muse wanted to go catch opening day. You know? I mean, it's just what it is.
Must be nice. Who's his boss? Muse.
Hey, man, sometimes you do right by your people, right? You do right by your people. You create good culture, right? No?
Yeah, you do.
Now tell me the next time I go to Muse, I'm like, hey, bro, I need you to suck one up for me. Tell me I got a good credit, right?
Remember that time? Yeah, you got a credit.
Right? So come on, man. You try to do right by your people. All right, it's after further review. All right, thanks for coming in.
Man, this was
good
great.
to see you, Pat.
You're the man.
Great to see you, dude. Michael Papierski announced earlier, hanging up the spikes, living in denim.
Hell of a career, man. Big leaguer right here.
Big leaguer. Great former Tiger. College World Series 2017 on the doors, and 15, of course. 2 College World Series appearances during his time at LSU. Living in denim. Married. Just had baby Deacon Papierski, 2 months old. Give it up for baby. Love that. Yeah. That's awesome, man. We'll be seeing more of you, Pap. Thanks for coming in, man. Good to see you.
Having me.
Okay, guys, it's After Further Review. Our Friday shows are brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar. These guys are getting out of here. Emil Picarella is going to jump in studio with us next. We'll talk with future LSU quarterback. It's AFR.
AFR.
You know when it's cold and rainy? You know what kind of helps you get through these months?
Hot chocolate.
That, but also thinking about the spring when you get to swim.
I like swimming in the spring. And summer.
And summer.
And summer.
And so you know what's going to happen, right? Eventually here, days, weeks, months will pass, and all of a sudden the weather's going to be nice, and I'm going to be swimming in my pool. If you want to swim in your pool, you need to call Duplessis Builders today, because what they are always upfront about is how long the process will take. Listen, this is the reason Derek Duplessis can give you a 10-year workmanship warranty when the industry standard is 1 year, by the way, is because they don't cut corners. He's an engineer, a mechanical engineer by trade with a minor in aerospace engineering. Yeah, a guy, total guy. But he builds a beautiful product that's going to last, but that takes time. Like when, he'll tell you, it takes 2 weeks for concrete to cure. They're not moving on to tiling and coping for 2 weeks because they're letting the concrete cure properly. So if you want to be swimming in the spring, you got to call now. DuplessisBuilders.net.
At Atmos Energy, our smart choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Tigers boosted their quarterback room last week when they added a local name many people who follow high school sports in the state would recognize. Emil Picarella from U-High, been the starting quarterback there the past couple of years. He committed to the Tigers, took a preferred walk-on opportunity, And Emile joins us in studio right now. How are you, man?
I'm pretty good. Thank you for having me on.
It's my pleasure, man. So you were talking about y'all get out of school at like 12:30. That is a dramatically different reality than what I.
Yeah, it might not have has been the same with my parents and you, but it's fun. It's cool to have that privilege, and it just shows how they trust us, and it's fun. And senior has been good. So just get home, work out, stuff like that. Play some video games. So yeah.
I want to talk about your path to LSU because it's been an interesting one. But let's start with the immediacy and then we'll go back. So you made the announcement last week that you're going to commit to LSU, join the program as a preferred walk-on. How did you come to that decision? And like, when was that process of letting the coaches know and getting, I guess, a formal offer and all that sort of stuff?
So really, it was honestly when I got on the phone with Joe Sloan, Coach Sloan, he told me about the opportunity, and I was like, yeah, I'm just doing that because so really it was made that day. It was like in the middle of January or so. So I've always wanted to come to LSU. I've been a huge fan, and basically my whole life. When I was younger, we'd tailgate here, and we'd bring the RV out, and after the Friday night games were over with, watching our high school, we'd come over here and stay the night. So yeah, it's always been a dream of mine. I've always wanted to compete here.
Your parents both went to LSU, right?
Yes, they both went to LSU. Yes.
So y'all are an LSU family, but you played your first couple of years of high school in Mississippi.
Yes.
So did you grow up in Mississippi?
Yeah, so the first 16 years of my life, we were in Madison, Mississippi, and because my dad's a plastic surgeon, so he got an opportunity to work there, and then he got a job opportunity down here, and we wanted to take it, and we wanted to move out of Mississippi. There's not much there, so.
Like, I would imagine, I might have been through Madison at some point, but Baton Rouge isn't like a sprawling metropolis. This is New York City. But I would imagine Baton Rouge to Madison, Mississippi might present a few more opportunities.
Yeah, a little bit more, yeah.
So what was it like? Because, early in your high school career, like your recruiting process started because you played certainly as a sophomore, you played as a freshman as well?
I played as an 8th grader.
So you were playing as an 8th grader. So you were on the recruiting scene radar early in your career.
Yes.
What do you remember about what it was like the first calls, the first inquiries, all that stuff starting when you were so young?
So my first offer was in 8th grade to Oregon by Coach Moorhead. So that was pretty hectic. Got people hitting me up trying to do interviews, and I'm in the newspaper. So it was crazy. But
You're like 13.
Yeah. I was super young, and I'm just like, man, because we were coming home from Oregon, and my mom will tell you we were in an airplane. We got stuck there for about a day or two, so we had to sleep in the airport. And
in Oregon?
Yes, in Oregon. We missed the flight. We woke up a little late, so that's kind of our fault. But yeah, when we got back, I had practice the next day, so I was like, oh man, I gotta try and do practice with, like 3 hours of sleep because so all that stuff. And yeah, it was cool. I mean, it was cool getting attention from my peers and stuff like that, and just seeing all the support from my family and how we handled it. So yeah.
Emil Picarella is in studio with us. So when you were being recruited at that point, what were some of the did you said Oregon, did you take visits? Did you go around to see other places?
Oh yeah, so I've really been all around the place, like Florida State, Texas, Ole Miss, Mississippi State. So I've been around, and I went to Oregon a couple times. Very pretty, good place. But yeah, I mean, it's been a cool journey, but my heart's always been here.
Yeah.
And like, if we're being completely honest, so and I've always wanted an opportunity to play here because I know I've been to the camps and I love the scenery here. Like when I moved here, it felt like home. It didn't feel any different. It's not like I was going to a place I didn't know. Like this was really home for me. So.
Yeah. And of course, you prepped at the lab school, so you're like literally for those.
I could walk to LSU.
Yeah, I think most people know, but if you're maybe listening or watching outside, like the lab school is quite literally on LSU's campus.
Yes.
I mean, if you're coming down Dalrymple, I mean it's on campus.
Yes.
So, when you transferred to U High, what was that process like coming to a new place after having so much success your first 2 years of high school and playing for 3 years in Mississippi, and then coming to Louisiana, new school, like sort of assimilating at U High?
It was cool. I mean, it wasn't. I'm an adaptable person. That's just how I am, and I think that's a good trait to have as a quarterback. So when I moved here, it really, it was just another thing. I mean, it's not like it changed me in a crazy amount. I knew what I had to do. I had to build a relationship with the guys, and that started with day one, June 1st.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, that's just how it was. And, everything that's happened has really been from there. So, yeah.
Was it tough on the field at all? I mean, coming in, having to this is a new team. Like, you were an established starter, and now you come to a new team and you got to go win a job.
I mean, no, because I'm confident in my abilities, and we put in the off-season work. Like in the summer, we'd throw once a week, trying to probably twice a week, but trying to get our timing down. And we did 7-on-7 throughout the whole summer. So we pretty much knew our guys and knew what we had. And when you're surrounded by players like Keelan and Lamar, then your job it's pretty fun. So
yeah, it is pretty fun when you're on a team that's loaded with Division I high school athletes.
Yes,
it tends to work out, and you end up getting a lot of wins that way when it happens that way. So when did also throughout your recruitment there was a coaching staff change at LSU? Was the previous staff recruiting you early in your career?
I mean, I went to the camp, yes, and that's the previous staff. I'm not great with names, but I do remember.
No, that's fine. You're also much younger, too.
Yeah. It was my 9th grade year. I went to the LSU camp, and I met Joe Sloan when he was at Louisiana Tech.
Sure.
It might have been my 8th grade year, but he invited me to come out to Louisiana Tech and go to the camp, and that's really where me and his relationship started, and we've been in contact ever since. This past year, we played Catholic.
Let's not talk about that. Don't talk about that. Next game. Next game.
After we beat them, he congratulated me and said it was a huge win. So.
Yeah, I mean, look, anytime you beat the best team in the state, it's a pretty big win. So congrats. Congrats. So, well, that's all right. It happens. Trophies. Anyway, Emil Picarella is hanging out in studio with us. So no, it's interesting. So you had a really good junior season.
Yes.
This season, the team did well. Also, did you start to notice a shift in your recruitment? Because I believe I read at one point maybe your freshman year or something when the first numbers came out, it was top 10, and then the ratings go. Did you feel any noticeable shift in how you were being recruited?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I knew coming into this year, I really didn't have a home yet, so. And I was proud of what I did my junior year. I didn't really know why there was a little of a fall off, because that was my best year, and I did notice it. I went in every game thinking it might be my last, and that's just how I went about it. And it didn't really change who I was. I mean, I knew what I had to do, and I knew I'd find a home somehow, wherever that may be, and God made it here.
So it's so interesting too, because when you look at the opportunity, it's one that you said you always wanted to be able to play for LSU. But I think also there's probably this thing, Emile, where there's probably a little ego involved for everybody that's no, I'm a scholarship player. I want to go where I'm going to be on scholarship. Did you battle any of that at all?
I mean, I did a little bit, but
I think that's human. It's okay to say that. It's not a.
I mean, when I got offers from Oregon, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, I thought I was capable of getting that, but I mean, this is what I've always wanted, and I can always work for that. I know I have the ability to do it, so that's not changed. But really, right now, it's not a big focus of mine.
Sure.
I mean, because right now I'm just trying to make friends in the locker room, trying to be the best teammate I can, trying to learn everything I can from Garrett, and that's really what the goal is right now. And the first goal of mine at LSU is going to try and get a scholarship, so that will motivate me.
What are you mentioned Garrett? Do you have a relationship with any of the guys on the team yet?
So I have met Colin Hurley a good amount of times at camps previously. So I've talked to him a couple of times. I love him. He's a great guy. I have not talked to Garrett before. I actually met him, and he probably doesn't remember this, but we were in a QB room, and I was visiting LSU, and that's when Jaden Daniels, Miles Brennan, all of them were there, and I kind of said hey to all of them, and he probably don't remember that, but I do, and he followed me on Instagram the other day, which I thought was pretty cool, and I was kind of flexing it.
Nice.
So but I haven't spoken to Michael Van Bearden, but I know he's played with one of my teammates that I played with on 7-on-7, and he said he was a great guy, so I'm sure. Yeah,
in Mississippi?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Emil Picarella is with us here in studio. U-High senior quarterback, joining up with LSU, taking a preferred walk-on opportunity last week. Formally, so you had decided before, but it just sort of became official last week.
Yeah,
you said like January. You knew as soon as it came.
Well, I kind of had, I don't know, I didn't know what I was gonna do, and then I was like, it was like February 3rd, and it was coming up on signing day on the 5th, and I was like, okay, my birthday's tomorrow, so I'll just do it on my birthday. I was like, why not? And I just thought it'd be cool, and it was kind of like gifting myself a present. So
sure.
Yeah.
If it wasn't LSU, what would you have done?
I don't know. Probably nothing. Probably just signed, and just let it be out there. So
no, I mean, where would you have gone? I'm sorry. If you didn't pick LSU, where would you have gone?
Definitely a smaller school. Some JUCOs hit me up, so maybe Mississippi Gulf Coast. I got some athletes there, so either that or like I would have tried South Alabama, Tulane, something like that. So
it's so interesting. Do you have some time to hang? Because I want to make sure. There's some more stuff I want to ask. But we're gonna have a break here in a second. But there's more I want to get to. But it's such an interesting time too, because you mentioned like JUCO potentially. With the transfer portal now, it feels like we're seeing a lot of guys maybe in your spot who maybe aren't getting opportunities because you might have a team say, look, the example I've given is look at ULL. Like, they just signed Walker Howard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, Walker Howard is now a fourth-year collegiate player. He's got 3 years experience in the SEC. It's like, would you rather take a transfer from a Power 5 or would you rather take an incoming freshman? Right. Is that like, did you see some of that? Like, does that weigh or balance at all?
Oh, yeah, that completely changed the game, if we're being completely honest. Like, high school students now that are trying to get recruited are completely getting, killed by the transfer portal. And, I don't know how it used to be, but I think I do. Like, they should take 2 quarterbacks in each class normally. But now now they might take 1 high school guy if they feel like developing a guy. But that's not very common because you could just get a kid from ULL that's played, 3 years. And that's arguably better than just getting a high school guy that you can develop. So, yeah.
It's a fascinating time as roster building and construction keeps evolving. And the way I've said it with LSU getting you, it's like this isn't like a typical walk-on player, the one you're thinking of. It's like you're a guy with good size and measurables and had major offers, and it's like could very well, if you stay, grow and develop into a guy that could play at LSU. So it's pretty fascinating. You're a pretty fascinating test case for LSU and with the roster building. But sit tight with me because I want to get into Joe Sloan and Brian Kelly and strengths and weaknesses and what you want to work on and your schedule and all that stuff. So we'll continue. Emil Picarella is hanging out in studio with us. Let me knock out a quick break. We'll come back and wrap up hour number 2 next.
After further review.
Brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime. 752-0001, 752-0001, or 1hourbr.com. If you got an issue with your AC, because tomorrow it's going to be like 80 degrees. I don't know if y'all knew that. Like, it was in the 40s like 2 nights ago. Now it's going to be in the 80s tomorrow. Anyway, if you got an issue with your HVAC, call River City's 1 Hour Air. They'll take great care of you. 752-0001, 752-0001, or 1hourbr.com. You can spell it out. Remember, one of the things I always encourage you to do with River City's 1 Hour Air is go read their Google reviews. They've got more than double the amount of Google reviews of the next closest competitor. And when you've been in business for 40 years and taking great care of people, you have lots and lots and lots of Google reviews. So go read them, explain, and understand why I feel the way I do about River City's 1 Hour Air. They are my HVAC company. They'll be yours as well. Look for the big yellow vans and truck with the giant clock on the side. It's River City's 1 Hour Air, 752-0001.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
There's never been a better time to catch a John Deere deal from the crew of Sunshine. Ask us about our low monthly payment options on our tractor packages and let the good times roll. With equipment strong enough to power one of the world's largest celebrations, we've got your needs covered too. Learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer ends March 5th, 2025.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-3.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
All right, wrapping up hour number 2, Friday edition of AFR. Always appreciate our friends over at Don Juan Cigar Bar there in Town Center. LSU baseball, 12-0 leading Purdue Fort Wayne, bottom 8, 1 out. Bases are loaded for John Pearson, who doubled in his first at-bat as a Tiger, looking to build on this lead. LSU just having their way with Purdue Fort Wayne. Emil Picarella hanging out with us in studio. U-High senior quarterback, committed to LSU, will join the Tigers as a preferred walk-on at a time where, of course, Tigers need quarterback depth. We talked about as we're going to break there, like your potential, your path, your trajectory with LSU. It feels like it is one of those things where if you stay and develop, like you'd have an opportunity at some point in your career to play. Are those the kind of conversations you had with Coach Kelly and Joe Sloan?
Yeah, we talked about, development and where I'd be at from the start. So, yeah, I'll just tell you, they want me running scout team right now. So I'll, do the best I can, try to make a first impression and do the best I can to get the defense ready for every week. So, yeah, I mean, when I talked with Coach Sloan, he was like, Emile, you're not a walk-on in my eyes. He said I'd coach you like I'd coach everybody else. So when he said that, I was like, all right, let's do it. And yeah, he said I'm probably one of the best walk-ons in the country, so that made me feel good about myself. And yeah, so.
When you mentioned that you met Joe Sloan when he was a coach at Louisiana Tech when you came for a camp. What's your relationship like with Joe Sloan?
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, he'd visit the school. We're close. I love him. He's cool. If we're being completely honest, he's probably my favorite coach that I've met throughout this whole process. He's very transparent and very honest, and there's not a lot of that when it comes to recruiting. And so yeah, I think he's great. I can't wait to learn a lot from him, and I think he has the best quarterback room in the country.
Can you elaborate a little more, because Joe has this reputation of being a great recruiter, and players really do like him. Like Bryce Underwood. the Joe Sloan piece was a giant reason why he was committed. I mean, they are the ones that really had formulated that relationship. So if I ask you to dig a little deeper, what is it about Joe Sloan that allows you all to get him to develop those types of relationships with players?
He's just honest about the whole process, and he's going to ask about your family. He's going to ask how you're doing. He's going to ask how your siblings are doing, ask about school, and he gets really personal with you because that's what I think recruiting is supposed to be. If you're going to try and pitch something to a player, and that he does an amazing job at that, and he's the best quarterback coach in the country.
What about Brian Kelly? I mean, have you had much time with Brian Kelly?
I've talked to him a couple times. We were at some recruiting event, and we were all eating canes or something like that. I can't really remember. We talked a good bit, and my mom and my sister were there, and we talked about how the transition to U-High has been, and how I'm excited to play Louisiana teams.
Yeah, man. What about you with your schedule? Do you? I guess you're not an early enrollee, so you'll join in June?
Yes. So I've talked to the coaches and stuff. So, when it comes springtime, I'll be in the meetings and all that stuff. So as of right now, I'm just trying to get my body right, get faster, stronger. So Monday through Thursday, we're speed training with lifting, and then Fridays and Sundays we're going to work quarterback stuff. So
that's interesting. So you can go. So during spring football, you can go be in the meeting rooms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you? Will you? I know you can't be on the field at practice, but can you attend the practices? And
yeah,
stuff?
yeah. So like whenever it is spring, like even if I wasn't committed here, like you could go watch a practice if they invite you. So
okay.
Yeah.
So you plan to be at the spring practices too?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to give you certainly a jump start for when you do get on the field in August for fall camp. Let's talk a little bit about, as a player, what you feel like some of your strengths are. You got to talk about yourself now, but like if I ask you to, like, if you're filling out that ledger, strengths, weaknesses on the left side is the strengths. What's filling that column? What are your strengths as a player?
I'd say my brain, and I can make every throw I want to and put it in a spot where only my guy's gonna get it. And I pride myself in that, and I work very hard on it. And my intelligence in the game, I learned from my father. He's probably one of the smartest people I know when it comes to football. And I swear he could be a coach, honestly. But yeah, I try to learn everything from him. And we go over film with each other, and he's like, "Why'd you do this? Why'd you do that?" And I tell him why. So yeah.
Did he play?
He played center at Holy Cross High School.
Okay.
In New Orleans. So he didn't play in college. He had opportunities to play in college, but he chose the path of medicine.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Probably a good choice.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and guess he probably worked. It sounds like he probably did okay.
Yeah, he's doing okay.
It sounds like he's a smart guy. Follow that path. Go to the other side of the ledger. What do you think you need to work on?
You can always work on pocket awareness, but I think I'm pretty good at that, but you can always improve it. Definitely, especially when you're going into like the SEC, you got to get stronger and faster. Like that's a priority. And so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to get as strong and fast as possible, but mainly stressing the speed part so I can move around and not get, chased down by a 400-pound guy. And yeah.
What about your measurables? Like, I mean, it was funny. I was talking to Colin Jeter earlier. So he played tight end at LSU about 10 years ago. We were looking at his bio, and Colin's probably 6'5". They had him listed 6'7", like 260. I'm like, all right, come on, let's be real. Let's be real. So, like, how big are you right now?
I'm a legit 6'2", about 200 pounds. I'm trying to get down to about 190.
Okay, you want to lose weight?
Yeah, because I think that's how it's a big thing about getting, faster. And I want to look more lean and, not lose a lot of muscle, but like look like, the Hulk. But
have the coaches or the strength coaches told you like a weight they'd like you to be at?
No, I haven't asked about that, but I've lost a good amount of weight trying to get that down. And
what did you play at as a senior? Were you bigger than 200?
Yes, I was like 213. So I've lost about like.
Dang, dude.
Yeah.
Well, like most people, like it's the freshman 15, right? Like you're gaining weight. You're losing weight going into it, man.
I'm not getting that freshman 15. I can promise you that. I'm not getting that.
I don't know, man. I need it. Like when I finished high school, from the time I finished playing to graduation, I probably lost like 40. I was an offensive lineman. I lost like 40 pounds. Like when you stop eating, like eating to gain weight, it melts. Emil Picarella, it's been fun, man. Thanks so much for taking some time. We appreciate you coming in, man. Good luck. All right.
Thank you so much.
It's our pleasure. Emil Picarella joining the LSU football program, quarterback from U High. Be exciting to see. We'll be out there watching, of course, when fall camp rolls around. Good ways to go before we get there, though. All right, it's After Further Review. Friday show is brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Let's knock out our final break. We're going to grab our final break here for hour number 2. When we come back, Sports Center, we'll get you caught up on national headlines. And then Ben Mintz from Barstool Sports, jump aboard with us. Barstool Mintzy, a little college baseball, as all SEC baseball underway today.
After Further Review.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
There's never been a better time to catch a John Deere deal from the crew of Sunshine. Ask us about our low monthly payment options on our tractor packages and let the good times roll. With equipment strong enough to power one of the world's largest celebrations, we've got your needs covered too. Learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer ends March 5th, 2025.
Center.
I'm Doug Brown. Heisman Trophy winner Travis Hunter wants to play offense and defense in the NFL, but he's listed as a defensive back for the Combine in Indianapolis. Hunter played corner and wideout for Colorado this season on the way to the trophy. Tomorrow at 4 Eastern on ESPN, number 1 Auburn at number 2 Alabama. Both teams 10-1 in SEC play and tied for first place. ESPN's Joe Lenardi.
The winner is going to be the number 1 overall seed in next week's bracket, Alabama or Auburn. And the prize isn't just a 1 seed, it's geography. It's a path that would go Lexington, Atlanta, San Antonio. Pretty attractive for an SEC contender.
Joe Lenardi. Yankees GM Brian Cashman says he hopes to reach a deal with manager Aaron Boone on a contract extension. The team picked up Boone's option for this year, his 8th year on the job in New York. The Eagles celebrated their Super Bowl title with a downtown parade today, ending on the Rocky Steps at the Philadelphia Museum of Art.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Commercial Insurance. It flexes to fit your business's needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio.
Let's ride! Go!
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Cassie Spazzali.
I'm walking here. I'm walking here.
And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you are driving home with us. LSU out there doing work today against a very, very, very overmatched Purdue-Fort Wayne team. I don't think that this is any surprise to anyone that the game is going the way it is. But a really nice start for LSU as they're leading 14-0 here in the 9th with 1 out. So the Tigers are 2 outs away from getting this one home. And forgive me, I'm trying to see right now. It looks like that is Cooper Williams on the bump now for the Tigers in the 9th. One of the new names out of Alvin, Texas. He's a freshman, a 6'4", 200-pound freshman, and looks like he's going to try to get this thing home for the Tigers. So LSU at 14-0 on Purdue-Fort Wayne. Last year, all during college baseball season on Fridays, we visit with our guy, Ben Mintz. Barstool, Mintzy, looking forward to a lot of college baseball talk this year as well. Mintzy, how are you, man?
Man, I'm doing great, Matt. I got to say, I always loved your passion for college baseball because I share it too. And I'm just so excited about the season. You know, opening day, hope springs eternal.
Yeah, man.
Also, on my end of it, being the Ole Miss guy that I am, just 2 brutal seasons off the national championship. And right now, I'm watching Ole Miss is beating Arizona 2-0 in the 8th in Dallas, in Texas, and Hunter Elliott, the Ole Miss ace who hadn't pitched in 2 full years, came out and looked really good in his first start back. He's going to be the Friday night guy, and feeling a bounce back year for the Reds. Not saying like top of the SEC, but I'm feeling an NCAA tournament 2 or 3 seed and getting back into competitive. So I'm excited.
Hunter Elliott's a huge storyline in the league this year because if he is there pitching anywhere remotely close to the level he did as a freshman when Ole Miss won the national championship, that complicates series, right? Because if Ole Miss pops up on your schedule, and I mean, just think about it a year ago when Hunter Elliott, and if I'm not mistaken, Mintzy, he tried to come back and pitch against LSU. I don't even think he got out of the first, and that's when they shut him down. You tell me if I remember that wrong, but it changes the dynamic of a weekend when you have to face an ace like that on Friday.
Yeah, no, you're right. So that was 2 seasons ago. He had a partially torn UCL, and they should have shut him down because Ole Miss was terrible that year. And he tried to come back, and then he eventually had to have Tommy John. So he basically lost a whole nother season off them trying to bring him back, which was super short-sighted and stupid, and in hindsight, obviously. But he's back now, and he looked really good today. Also, we love the gambling. I'm on Ole Miss and under in this game, and it's 2-0 in the eighth. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. And the Ole Miss thing, real quick. They hired Joel Mangum from the Cleveland Guardians organization. So they got a really legit pitching coach. And Riley Maddox and Mason Nichols both have a ton of experience. So I feel like they got a really good rotation. I don't know how many runs, not saying this is the best lineup we've ever seen, but I think the pitching staff can really, hopefully boost them to a good year.
Mincy, who else is out there in Arlington this weekend?
Okay, so I love what they're doing in Arlington. I know LSU's heading there in 2 weeks. So we love these baseball showcases. LSU's obviously played in Houston, won a bunch.
Yep.
So this year they're doing 3 straight weekends with 6 different teams each week. So they're going 3 different weekends in a row in Arlington. This weekend, Oklahoma State and Clemson was the first game. Awesome game. Clemson came back from down and beat them 6-5. It's Ole Miss, Arizona, and then it's Louisville and Texas. So it's a good group this weekend. Ole Miss, Texas is the night game tomorrow.
And that's not going to be a conference game, right? I mean, they're conference opponents, but it's like when Ole Miss and Mississippi State play that Governor's Cup game, right?
Oh crap! Arizona just hit a solo shot in the eighth, make it 2-1.
Sorry, dude. It was just a stream of consciousness thought. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, no, but no, it's not it's kind of one of those things. I think this was scheduled a couple of years ago before they did Texas SEC.
Okay.
So, but I love these showcases though. I just think they're so good for baseball. The only thing I don't love about it is the $20 I had to pay for my Flow Sports subscription, whatever that is.
But, Mincy, I'll tell you this. There's different ways to look at it, right? So LSU, by the way, the Tigers win. They beat Purdue Fort Wayne 14-0. What did we learn about LSU today beating Purdue Fort Wayne 14-0? Not a damn thing, right? They got out there. They got to play someone else. Great. I think for teams trying to decide and figure out what they are, who they are, and then obviously for fans to watch. The showcase games are awesome. Those weekends to go to Houston or Arlington or wherever they're going to be. So, yeah, I mean, I agree. I would much rather see – I think fans would much rather see that as well.
Oh, yeah, and it's good to get that – the thing with baseball too, losing the good teams is not a bad thing for your RPI, at all. And so, they kind of encourage it. It's a lot of fun. And, Matt, I'll say one thing. I think you've probably noticed this too. Baseball used to be a thing that would really pick up after the Final Four and Masters, about week 4 SEC. But, man, there's more excitement around early season college baseball now than I can ever remember. It's picked up a lot in the last few years. And, like I said, I know LSU's heading to that showcase in a couple weeks. But, yeah, it's kind of – I don't know. I think a lot of it's the byproduct of I don't know where you are on college basketball right now. I think college basketball is kind of a crappy product, and I think people are seeing that, and more people are getting into baseball.
I think college basketball for 2 decades at least has been a bad product. It's just the one and done. This is just a whole fundamental conversation, Mincy. But the one and done changed college basketball. You don't have veteran players that stay. It's hard to have cohesiveness, and the product just isn't very good. The NBA product, as a flip side, is actually exceptional with the skill level and talent and everything. So, yeah, but I think one of the things, Mincy, that's helped college baseball in particular is NIL is massive because you have veteran guys. Bear Jones is a great example. This guy who clubbed 28 homers a year ago. In a previous era of college baseball, there's not an ice cube chance in hell that guy's playing another year of college baseball. Now he's standing on first base clubbing homers for LSU again this year because he can make a little money. He still maintains his eligibility or his leverage in the draft, and everybody wins. So yes, I think college baseball as a product is dramatically better now with portal, with NIL, everything that's going on.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, you almost could argue that the SEC is like AA in the minors level. It's like with the NIL. I mean, it's just that good a skill level. I mean, you're talking about an SEC this year, and I know that's what we're getting into in this conversation. Matt, you can make an argument that 15 of the 16 teams have a shot to make the NCAA tournament. Missouri's the only team that's you could say is going to suck for sure. That's how deep this league is. And, when I was looking at the SEC this year, I know y'all talk about LSU all the time. I'm huge on this LSU team. I think Jay Johnson crushed the portal. I think the depth is crazy on that team. You mentioned Bear Jones. I think he's going to hit over 30 home runs. I don't know. I just really, really like this LSU team. They're actually my pick to win the SEC this year.
Oh, you're going LSU to win the league?
I am. I
Okay.
am. I really. Well, short. Big thing is I think they got a great 1, 2, 3. Anthony Iverson, if that's how you say his name right, I think he's going to be really good. You got Guidry on the back end closing. I just think the depth is there. I don't know. I feel really good. The only question at LSU is like left side of the infield with Milam and Braswell. I think Milam could hit, but as long as those guys hold up, I think this is going to be, I don't really see a weakness on this baseball team.
Boy, they look good today. Catcher might be a little bit of a hold your breath as they figure that out, but left side of the infield look good today. What about the flip side of it, Mintzy? Like with so many teams at the top of the league, with A&M and LSU and Tennessee, and then the teams that are projected to be great, is there someone you think the flip side of that might be a little overhyped right now?
I think so. Georgia, Wes Johnson, former LSU pitching coach, I thought they had an unbelievable year one, but they're hyped up to be like the 5th or 6th best team in the SEC. And I don't know, Charlie Condon's just like one of those dudes you can't replace. And they lost their other best hitter. Like, I still think they got good bats in the lineup, but I think they take a little bit of a step back this year. Nobody really thinks Kentucky had that crazy year last year where they were the freaking. Can you believe Kentucky was a 2 seed in the NCAA tourney and went that far in Omaha?
Dude, they just kept winning. They just kept winning close games. It was crazy.
They lost like their whole team though, and it's hard to sometimes with college baseball it's fascinating because you mentioned the transfer portal. Teams like Kentucky, all they do is go to the G5 and pick these 3- and 4-year guys up that excelled in the smaller leagues, and so you just get a bunch of 21 and 22-year-olds with a ton of experience. So it's like hard to project because they've got like a whole new team, but in a life it could come together. I think they take a step back. The top 4 in the league are definitively LSU, A&M, Tennessee, and Arkansas. The Tennessee thing, I mean, look, obviously you give Vitello the benefit of the doubt for sure. But having said that, I mean, they lost everything. All they got back is Dean Curley at short. They got their center fielder back. And they got A.J. Russell, the pitcher, back, but their whole rest of the team's kind of new. So I think they'll be good, but I don't think we're talking number 1 in the country or anything like that. And then when you look at Arkansas, it's kind of the same thing it's been the last few years. They might have the best pitching staff in the country, but can they score runs? And you saw that earlier today. They beat Washington State 3-2 in extra innings. They were trailing the entire game. And I think you're going to see them. I just don't know if they've got enough hitting or power. Despite like their rotation's great, but I feel like their hitting's not quite elite.
Ben Mintz is with us, Barstool Sports. Of course, he's on Twitter at Stool Mincy. Y'all give him a follow. While we're making these prognostications, Mincy, what do you think about maybe a team is a little undervalued right now?
Yeah, well, I mentioned it. I know I sound like a homer, but I mean, Ole Miss is picked to finish 15th in the freaking league. And like I said, I'm not sitting here saying Ole Miss is going to be like LSU or any of the top teams, but I think they're going to finish like 6th to 8th and end up like as a 2 seed, something like that. So I think they're the most undervalued. I actually think Mississippi State may be a touch overvalued because they lost their top 2 starters. And Hunter Hines is back, big power hitter, but I don't know that they're necessarily elite. The other team to watch for a bounce-back year, Auburn was terrible last year. I mean, they win like 8 conference games or something, if that. But, their pitching staff may not be the best. They got Cade Fisher, the lefty from Florida, transferred. They're trying to make him their Friday night guy, but they can freaking hit. And Butch Thompson, I mean, they made the Omaha a couple of years ago. They actually usually have a pretty good program, and then they had an awful year last year. So, I don't know if they quite make it back to the tournament, but, I mean, I don't think they're going to be like a disaster.
Yeah. Auburn was 8-22 a year ago, and their center fielder, Chris Stanfield, is now LSU center fielder, Chris Stanfield. So that'll be an interesting team to watch for sure. What about Player of the Year?
Man, big debate. So the obvious pick is Chase Haslett at A&M because he's going to be the 1-1 guy. But, man, I'm going Bear Jones. I mean, I thought, he had 28 bombs last year, like you said, but I felt like the last couple months of the year, he kind of got a better grasp of the strike zone, and he wasn't really chasing stuff as much. And I just think this year, I mean, I don't think there's really a limit on it. I think if he hit 28 last year and the tools he's got, I mean, I think he can hit 30 to 35 this year. So I actually went him. Lavalette was the other big option. The Arkansas ace, I forget how to say his name, but their Friday night ace I thought about, Hunter Elliott possibly. And another guy to watch. Watch out for Texas's ace tonight. He's a lefty named Jared Spencer, but the intel I'm getting on him is that, like, Texas hitter, like, nobody can touch him, and there's a chance he could be the SEC Pitcher of the Year. And so look out for him. Like, supposedly Slosh, the rest of that team, they don't have a second or third starter. They got some bullpen arms, and they can hit. But really look out for the Spencer kid who's starting tonight against Louisville. Supposedly, I'm hearing he's the real deal.
LSU is in Austin week 2 of conference play, so get to see that early enough. Mintzy, great to chat, man. We're looking forward to doing this again. I know y'all are partnered up with DraftKings. They got tons of college baseball lines over there as well. Real quick before you dismount, any good value that you're throwing a few bucks on?
Yeah. So today, my picks today were Ole Miss at Pick'em and the under in this game, which is like 2-1, and right now. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. Tonight's picks, Tech. So I'm going with the intel I've been hearing from good sources on that Spencer kid I just told you about. And I'm laying the 1.5. Texas minus the 1.5 against Louisville is plus 115.
Okay.
Like they're minus $1.70 to win the game. So I don't love that price. So I'm going to lay the 1.5. Texas has bats too. And then the other one I'm looking at tonight, Vanderbilt, interesting little trip out to Arizona to start the year, taking on Grand Canyon, who's like a super feisty G5 team that's usually in the tournament. And it's kind of weird when you go out to Arizona. So I'm taking, and supposedly Grand Canyon's got a good Friday night guy. So give me Grand Canyon plus $1.40 as an underdog pick.
Wasn't Grand Canyon the team that was out there in Tucson and played to that regional final last year?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And they're one of the better G5 teams every year. And, that's just a long trip. And then like I didn't mention Vandy. Vandy lost their top 2 starters. And don't get me wrong, you give Tim Corbin the benefit of the doubt, but they can't really hit for power anymore. They were 13 and 17 in the SEC. They've got, as always, they've got 12 guys that can throw 95. But, I don't know if they're I kind of feel like the last couple of years they're not that, like, elite program that we were used to.
Barstool Mincy. You'll get him on Twitter at Stool Mincy. Appreciate you, man. Looking forward to doing this again this year.
Heck yeah, man. Thank you, Matt.
Be well. That's Ben Mintz. It's After Further Review, brought to you by Supper Club. Y'all, they're going to be popping this weekend. I regret to inform you, they are booked solid all weekend over at Supper Club. Obviously, for Valentine's Day, they're probably cranked up right now. But you missed the boat on Valentine's Day. Don't miss it on the next holiday, the next birthday, the next anniversary, the next time you got family in town, the next time you got clients and you need to go entertain. You want Supper Club. There is just nothing like it. It is an unmatched experience at Supper Club when you walk in and there's the dark lobby with the fluorescent Supper Club script light on the wall that everybody loves to stop and take a photo. And when you walk in, they got the floor-to-ceiling artwork, the bead art, and the carpet they brought in from Holland. Every detail of the experience is thought of. And one of the things I love, like, there's no white tablecloths. That's intentional. When you sit down, a lot of times you get like 7 different types of bread with 18 different types of butter and cheese. They bring you in French fries. Why? They want to disarm you and let you know you can have fun at Supper Club. Yes, it's a great dining. It's a high-end dining experience. But you can have fun as well, and you will at Supper Club. Book your reservation at supperclubbtr.com. Supperclubbtr.com. Okay, y'all, it's After Further Review. Game's gone final. LSU wins their season opener against Purdue Fort Wayne 14-0. Give you some takeaways. Tigers will play a game 2 tomorrow at 11 a.m. Saints have added a member to the coaching staff under Kellen Moore. We'll get to that as we continue here on AFR.
AFR.
Friday night. Valentine's, not going out. What do? How about crawfish over at Rouse's? The official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Crawfish are back. I love telling you about Rouse's crawfish because they're bagged, tagged, grab and go, ready to roll at Rouse's. So they're not shipped in. They have in-house boiling rooms at all Rouse's locations. So those boiled crawfish at Rouse's are boiled at Rouse's every single day. That's number one. Number two, you go to their hot and boiled kiosk, right? So you walk in, you find the kiosk, and they've got them already bagged with corn and potatoes, bagged, tagged, and ready to roll. You grab and just head to the checkout. It's that easy. It's Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. King cakes, slinging them left and right. If you like just the traditional plain cinnamon like I do or any type of filling, they got you covered over at Rouse's, and they can ship your king cakes anywhere in the lower 48. Rouse's, this feels like home.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
All right, thanks again to Mintz, who was with us. Last hour, we had Emil Picarella in studio with us for a couple of segments. U-High quarterback, joining LSU as a preferred walk-on. But you're pretty evident, man, that's just not your typical preferred walk-on. A guy that was a top 10 quarterback in the country for the class of 2025. As he made it through his junior, senior year, the recruiting slowed a bit, but he still had some big-time offers. But decided to pursue a walk-on opportunity at LSU, which is what he always wanted, was to play for the Tigers. And it's so interesting because in the portal NIL era, a lot of times what you're seeing is sometimes schools saying, look, instead of signing the high school player who might need a few years of development, we'd rather go take the transfer who's been in college for 3-4 years, who's 21, 22 years old, who's more of an immediate impact guy. So the whole roster construction thing is just different now. But it was a good convo with Emil Picarella. If you missed it, you can catch it on demand. And Theriot and Michael Papierski hung out with us. We did an extended show today. A lot of you know are maybe just getting off of work, jumping in the car, whatever it may be, heading home. Pap is hanging up the spikes. He's done with baseball. And we had Theriot and Pap in studio with us. We just kind of did a little watch along, talk some baseball as LSU was pushing off from the dock here in the 2025 season against Purdue-Fort Wayne. So good convo with those two guys. We appreciate it. Remember, if you miss anything, AFR On Demand presented by Brett Golf. Book your tee time at golf.breck.org. Excuse me, I need some water. I'm going to have more water bottle because Pap was in here earlier and he was like, is that water? I was like, well, yeah, Pap, that's water. So he took my Evermore prop, which is an actual bottle of Evermore, which I sit on the set here every day. But Pap took it, which is awesome. Love to indoctrinate more people into the goodness of Evermore. But I'll have to go buy a new 32-ounce bottle to sit on the set here with us. All right. It is after further review. I'll give you some takeaways from the LSU baseball win here in the next segment. So give me a quick moment on this. We do have the first addition to Kellen Moore's staff that isn't a retained member of the staff, which we knew some of those already. And it's a familiar name it should be a familiar name to Saints fans. The Saints have a Haslett working for New Orleans again. This time it's Chase Haslett. That's Jim's son. So Chase Haslett, Jim's son, has been hired as the tight ends coach. We know that they've retained Keith Williams, and they've hired offensive line coach Brendan Nugent. So these are the first few staff members that we know of for Kellen Moore. Chase Haslett is an interesting one because there's a lot of connectivity here. Still a relatively young guy. Chase Haslett overlapped in Dallas with Kellen Moore from 2020 through 2022. At that time, Haslett was the Cowboys' quality control coach. When Kellen Moore left for the 2023 season, went to the Chargers, Haslett took on the title of tight ends coach and became the passing game coordinator in 2024. So he's ascended there in Dallas, but now with Kellen Moore having an opportunity to run his own organization, he's bringing Chase Haslett with him. So I think the Cowboys tie is an interesting one because what we're going to see with Kellen Moore, I think we should see with Kellen Moore, is as a guy that's 36 years old, youngest head coach in the NFL, first-time head coach, I think he needs people around him that he trusts, that he can confide in, that will be honest with him, and people that maybe know how he's going to work as well. So when I also look at Chase Haslett, there's also the role he's going to be playing on the staff, coaching the tight ends. And functionally, that's a room that is going to get overhauled. So remember, this season, you really had three tight ends. It was Taysom Hill, it was Foster Moreau, and Juwan Johnson. Well, Taysom suffered the knee injury. It's very likely we don't see Taysom again. Let me rephrase this. It's possible we don't see Taysom in a Saints uniform again. Like, his time as a Saint could be over. If he is back in whatever capacity, you're probably not going to see him until October, maybe November, coming off the injury. Juwan Johnson is a free agent. So I don't know what the market is going to be for Juwan Johnson, but we'll know here in a month when free agency opens if Juwan Johnson's back or if he signs somewhere else. So it's possible Foster Moreau could be the only tight end on your roster as you open free agency here. So they've got work to do there, be it draft, be it adding a tight end in free agency, whatever it's going to be. They've got work to do there at that spot. So Chase Haslett has his work cut out for him. Then if you also consider, how Kellen Moore uses the tight end, this year you had a great one in Dallas Goedert. Right? So it's easy to feature a tight end when you've got a great tight end. And Goedert this year ended up playing at 42 catches for 496 yards and 2 touchdowns. But remember, Philly was bottom of the league in passing. They were 29th in the NFL in passing offense. A big part of that is because they were second in the NFL in rushing offense. They leaned on Saquon Barkley. But when they needed Goedert, he was really good, averaging only 12 yards a reception. He's a very good pass-catching tight end. Now, the year before in L.A. with the Chargers, it was a little bit of a different reality for Kellen Moore because you didn't have the talent there. Gerald Everett was the tight end. He caught 51 balls for 411 yards. You also had Donald Partham there caught 27 passes. But if you combine the two of them, those two tight ends combined for 78 receptions and just under 700 yards. So, as I look at it, and then, of course, Dalton Schultz with the Cowboys, Kellen Moore has utilized the tight end. Statistically, it may not have looked like it with Dallas Goedert this year just because they didn't throw as much, just because of how the offense was built. But he's had good tight ends in Dallas and in Philly, and the year in LA, the two tight ends were really productive. So it's kind of an indication that Kellen Moore is willing and going to use and feature the tight end in his offense. So that's a spot where you may prioritize. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that you're looking at the top of the draft for tight end as well, if you think there's great value there. If Tyler Warren from Penn State is there at 9, he's hanging out on the board at 9, and you want to pull the trigger there, and you think you've got a guy like Brock Bowers. Well, Brock Bowers just had an epic season, went over 1,000 yards receiving as a rookie in Las Vegas. So, I mean, do you trust your scouting? Part of it. But also, how much of a focus does Kellen Moore want to put on the tight end spot? All that to say, we're probably looking at the Chase Haslett hire and cracking jokes or whatever because Jim Haslett and it's his son and all that stuff. But that's a spot where it's a position group that's getting an overhaul. You could very well invest a high draft pick at tight end, and it's a position that clearly Kellen Moore wants to feature in the offense. So, yes, this is an important hire, and hope he does a good job, man. This guy who's got familiarity with Kellen Moore. We'll see how it goes. All right, y'all, it's after further review. We're glad you're hanging out with us. We're brought to you by Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Energy-efficient replacement windows, beautiful entry doors, hardy plank, vinyl siding. Oh, yeah, they do shutters as well. They do it better than anyone else. It's Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Had a buddy text me just yesterday asking for the contact over at Relief Windows. They have a job. Not a huge job, but they need someone who's going to do it right. I was like, it's Relief Windows. It doesn't matter if it's a big or small job. If you need one window or you're replacing every window in your house. Maybe you're looking for a new entry door. You want to make your home more energy efficient with hardy plank or vinyl siding. Relief Windows does all that. And remember, they have a true lifetime transferable warranty. A true lifetime transferable warranty. That is such an important part of this because when we talk about Relief Windows, you're doing it one time. This isn't a company that's going to save you 8% on the install, but you're never going to hear from them again. This is a true lifetime transferable warranty. You install Windows with Relief Windows once, you're done forever. Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. All right, y'all, it's after further review. Thanks for hanging out. You can always email us, tweet us, or text us in the 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Early happy Valentine's Day to everybody. If you're, whatever you might be doing tonight, if you're at the baseball game, heading home, thanks for being there with us on your ride home, or if you're just knocking off of work. We're cruising through. We'll wrap up the show in about 15 minutes with a little Ask Us. Paul and Cassie are here as Musso is out at the box. So if you want to get a question in, you can. Anything about anything. We'll knock out a break. I'll give you a handful of takeaways from today's LSU win over Purdue Fort Wayne. We'll do that to roll along here in hour number 3 of AFR.
AFR.
I know we're heading into the weekend, and so there's a tendency to be like, I'll do that on Monday. But when you get home, or if you're maybe sitting in traffic at a red light or something like that, or maybe you're still at your desk working, grab your phone and go to yourgoodwood.com. Yourgoodwood.com. I want you to start the process of educating yourself on hormone replacement therapy, the value of it, the need for it, how it can change your life. At Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, it's hormone replacement therapy, it's ED, and other male treatments as well that you can go learn about their full menu of services. But primarily what I would tell you that my objective is, and I hope in being able to promote Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, is for men to understand there's no stigma around hormone replacement therapy. Everybody, as we age, our bodies produce less of those hormones. This is safely and affordably supplementing to get to healthy levels. YourGoodwood.com.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values.
committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
There's never been a better time to catch a John Deere deal from the crew of Sunshine. Ask us about our low monthly payment options on our tractor packages and let the good times roll. With equipment strong enough to power one of the world's largest celebrations, we've got your needs covered too. Learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer ends March 5th, 2025.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Tigers win the season opener over Purdue Fort Wayne 14-0. We had Theriot and Pat, Michael Papierski, were in studio with us for the first 2.5 hours of the game as we're watching along. Always interesting. If you ever get a chance to do something like that, I highly recommend watching a game with someone with a high-level knowledge of the game, because to see it through their eyes is always fascinating. I think I've told this. I'm sure I've told this story plenty of times over the years, but I'll repeat it for maybe those who haven't heard it. But there was a stretch of several years where when I was covering LSU games and sitting in the press box, I sat for a period of time next to Alan Risher and then Todd McClure. They were next to me in the press box for every game. And Risher is I've talked about Alan over the year. Played at LSU, played in the NFL, played professionally, and Risher has a photographic memory. It's insane to listen to him, his recall. The two people in my life that I know best with the best recall for things like that are Paul Maneri and Alan Risher. And there's not even someone else I would put in that category where I could be. I mean, Paul Maneri could, if I said, "Hey, Coach, do you remember the UNO game in 2012 when you all won 8?" You go, "Oh yeah, well there was in the third inning we had so and so up and it was a 3-2 count. And they threw in the splitter on the right side," and he would just blah 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 blah. It's like that. But anyway, I spent so much time sitting next to those guys watching the game, and I would just find myself asking questions like, "Why did they do that? What do you see? What was that?" And you can become a sponge for information. I mean, a guy like Todd McClure played 15 years in the NFL. He's in the Falcons Ring of Honor. Yeah, like what does that guy see? Clearly, I'm interested. So, sitting here watching the baseball game for 2.5 hours with Theriot and Pap, two big leaguers, they're watching the game fundamentally differently than I am, right? So a couple of takeaways that I had just off the top. One, maybe the one that, because there were some things we were looking for, so you wanted affirmation or whatever, maybe. Cade Anderson had a great day, but I'm not surprised by that at all. Cade Anderson dominated non-conference opponents a year ago, so I'm not surprised he was great today. 8 strikeouts, 1 walk, 5 innings, no runs. He was great. Big takeaway was Kason Evans. Kason Evans is a freshman, 6'2", first guy out of the bullpen, pumping 98. This is a guy we didn't talk about at all. I mean, we've talked about Connor Ware. We've talked about William Schmidt. We've talked about Gavin Guidry. We haven't been talking about Kason Evans. Now, I get it. They were playing a bad baseball team today. But that dude's coming out there, pumping 98, flipping off-speed pitches, breaking off curveballs like it's nothing, dotting the strike zone. I mean, he was awesome. 2 innings, 4 strikeouts. He faced the minimum. That guy, if he can do that consistently, that'll play. That'll play on any weekend in the SEC. I'm not telling you he's going to come be the best reliever in the country. I'm just telling you, if you're dotting 98 and you're throwing breaking balls for strikes, you can get SEC hitters out. That was impressive. Number 2 would be Danny Dickinson. I mean, all he did in his first 2 at-bats was have 2 RBI base hits, a 2 RBI single and a 2 RBI double off the wall. He ended the day with 3 hits. He was 3 for 4. His other at-bat, he struck out. What a debut. 5 RBI in his debut for Danny Dickinson, the guy who we're going, all right, who's going to provide protection for Bear Jones in the lineup? Well, that's a good start. Jacob Myers. Jacob Myers, a year ago, was one of the best strikeout pitchers in all of college baseball. The problem is he led college baseball in walks. Well, Myers pitched the 8th, struck out 2, NBD, but he faced the minimum. He got a foul out or a fly out for the third out. So Myers has strikeout stuff, undeniable. We know it. Can he command it? Can he avoid the walks? If so, you got a real dude at the back of your bullpen. 2 other things. One, if there was one blemish, I think defensively, catcher looks like you got a little bit of a challenge there. Luis Hernandez, the transfer from Indiana State, got the start, and he had a catcher's interference. He gave up a stolen base on a throw that wasn't really competitive. Had the ball pop out of the mid a few times. I'm not here just to highlight the negative, but we got to talk about it. Cade Arambidi replaced him, and then Blaze Priester got in the game as well. So we got to see all 3 catchers, or 3 of the 4 catchers, in this game. And that feels like that is a spot that is very much going to be up for grabs. And it may be a game by game, whichever catcher a certain pitcher feels comfortable with, or if somebody gets hot offensively, and so you'll have him in there to have the bat in there, and you might sacrifice a little defensively. But that's something that we knew was one of the unsettled positions, and you see why it's unsettled at this point. And then the other takeaway, if I were to give you 5 takeaways, Kason Evans, Danny Dickinson, Jacob Myers, the catcher spot. Bear Jones pressed a little today. He popped up on his first couple of at-bats. He did end up getting an RBI double later in the game. He walked, so he showed some patience as well. Bear Jones is going to be fine. I mean, I have no – he's over 2 years been a 300 hitter. He's going to be fine. He's going to club – upwards of 30 homers. He's going to be great. He just pressed a little today, which can happen. Want to go out there in the first game and put on a show. So we'll see how the rest of the weekend goes. But a few takeaways here from LSU's Game 1 win over Purdue Fort Wayne. Tigers win at 14-0 to get year 4 of the Jay Johnson era off to a good start here with a 14-0 win over Purdue Fort Wayne. We're brought to you by Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com, with locations all over South Louisiana. You can find the location nearest you at ShawBillsTire.com. You could shop tires at ShawBillsTire.com. You could schedule service at ShawBillsTire.com. Just use the website as a resource. Learn more about the Shaw Bills credit card as well. It's a credit card for your vehicle. You get VIP pricing with the Shaw Bills credit card, and you can pay for it over 6 months. Interest-free. ShawBillsTire.com. ShawBillsTire.com. This weekend, make sure you get to the website. You need to schedule that service. Brake light on, check engine light on, brakes are squeaking, you need an oil change, anything for your vehicle, they can help you at Shaw Bills. And, of course, they'll sell you name brand tires at wholesale prices and keep you coming back year after year after year because they treat you like family. That's part of the Shaw Bills Customer Bill of Rights. It's Shaw Bills, where we keep you rolling. All right, y'all. Glad to have you hanging out with us here. It's been a jam-packed show. Thanks to Cassie and Paul for hanging out. We got one segment left. We can wrap up with Ask Us. You want to ask me or Cassie or Paul anything, fire away, anything about anything. Email us, tweet us, or text us in the 225 at 396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Lots of ways you can get involved in the show. All right, let's knock out our final break. We'll come back, wrap up with Ask Us on AFR.
AFR.
You know, we're heading into the weekend, but if you're a business owner, you never stop working on your business. You never stop thinking about your business. Being a business owner in a lot of ways is like being a parent. Your business is a living, breathing thing, and it's 24/7, 365. It never stops. Well, if you're working on your business this weekend and how you can become more efficient, then you owe it to yourself and to your business and to your employees to check out Glow Resources. You can check them out online at glowresources.com. GLO, glowresources.com. At Glow Resources, they are complete employer solutions. I love how they say it. They used to say complete employee solutions, but they flipped it to complete employer solutions because what they realized is with who they work for, are you the business owner? If you're an employee, don't contact them. They'll find you through their network of services. But they want to make your business more efficient. glowresources.com.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
At Atmos Energy, our smart choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future.
Serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
All right, down the stretch we come. Final segment here on this Friday edition of AFR. Big shout out Don Juan Cigar Bar there in Town Center. They're just the best. Love being able to tell you about them every single Friday. Love being there for whiskey and wine all throughout the football season. Y'all get on by this weekend over at Don Juan Cigar Bar. If you're buying your cigars, you want a place to have a cocktail, smoke a cigar, watch a game, no better place than Don Juan Cigar Bar right there in Town Center. All right, let's get to a little Ask Us to wrap up the show. Cassie is in for Moose, who went out to the box today. Paulie's here as well, so you can ask us anything about anything. Ben Soche on the text line. Email us, tweet us, text us, 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Ben Soche. Today, Matt, why did Brady Neal leave? Seems like he was next in line at catcher. Thanks, Ben. Well, Brady Neal really struggled with the bat. And I don't know that he was going to be guaranteed a spot. And not a spot on the roster, but playing time. And I think, well, hell, I'll just say this flatly. Brady Neal wanted assurances that he was going to play, and he wanted a certain dollar amount in NIL, and he was basically told, yeah, can't do that. So he went in the portal and transferred out. So you wish him well. And that's going to happen sometimes. But effectively, that's a guy that came when he was highly regarded and highly rated, sat, wanted assurances he was going to play. And Jay Johnson, I don't want to speak for Jay Johnson, but I think you're right not to give a player assurances, like guarantees that he's going to play. So you go compete. And so he left where he was going to have a better path, a more certain path to the field. And to his perspective, I kind of get it, because you've sat for 2 years. It's your draft year. You have to play. So he went somewhere where he felt he was going to play. Jonathan Carlin said, group question. What's your best Valentine's Day? He said, I'm interested in the difference between guys and girls. Cassie, I'll let you think about what Paul needs to think about it, right? Paul would have to think about it. Are you both think about it? I'm not going to tell you my best Valentine's Day. I'm going to tell you my most memorable Valentine's Day. I'll give you two. When Eric and I were first dating, our first Valentine's together, she got me tickets to watch the Hornets. So we went to New Orleans and watched the Hornets and the Magic, and she gave me a New Orleans Hornets long sleeve t-shirt, which I still have today. It's like a true vintage Hornets shirt. New Orleans Hornets shirt that I still have. That's one. Two, that same Valentine's Day, I wrecked her. Like, Cassie, this is something that, as a female, I'm curious your perspective. So we're just dating, our first Valentine's ever. I got her a dozen roses. I got her an iPhone. You're smiling. And this is when, like, the iPhone, this was her first iPhone. She had a BlackBerry, and this was her first iPhone. Mm-hmm. You don't even know what a BlackBerry is, probably.
No, I do.
Okay. You've heard of it?
I've heard of it.
You saw it in a textbook one time?
Yeah. I know my mom used to have one.
You read about it on the internet?
Yeah.
We went to DiGiulio's for dinner, and I'm pretty sure we did a brunch, like like a Valentine's brunch too. So, and I made no money at this point in my life. Like, is it my fault for setting the bar?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe a little, because now she's gonna like expect all of that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, would you expect that every year?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, okay, that's my answer. I screwed up. I mean, Erica treats Valentine's Day like Christmas morning, bro. Like our house is decorated for Valentine's Day. There's Valentine's decorations on the mantle, on the dining room table, on the bar, in the kitchen. Like, there's presents wrapped, ready to go. And I mean, you know, but you have to reset the music. It's gone. It ended. Yeah, that's probably my fault. What about you?
I'm very low key. I'm not like a basic girl, so I would just want something very low key. Maybe just a nice dinner, something simple. Maybe like flowers. I'm not a big flowers person, but I feel like you need flowers on Valentine's Day.
I haven't done flowers yet today. Paulie?
So Sam actually doesn't like Valentine's Day. So she always tells me, like, don't buy her anything.
I love that.
We don't really do, we go to dinner, but we don't do, like, the big fancy dinners. But she does love flowers. So flowers are a must, but everything else, she's like, I can take it or leave it.
All right. All right. They'll do it for us. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Cassie, thanks for hanging out. Paulie, appreciate you. Y'all have a great night, great weekend. We'll see you Monday at 3.
AFR.
As we get on down the road, remind you about First South Farm Credit, firstsouthland.com, firstsouthland.com. If you're thinking of buying land, your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. So go to firstsouthland.com, firstsouthland.com. We're heading into the weekend, but look, this is also a time where a lot of people are starting to do their taxes. I mean, the year's over, starting to get toward tax season. People are getting their taxes done. You're thinking, my goodness, I got to have a write-off. What can I do? That's a good investment property. It's going to help me. Talk to your CPA to see if buying timber property could be a great tax benefit for you. And then talk to First South Farm Credit. Because when it comes to buying land, First South Farm Credit has been the first call in Louisiana for Louisianians for more than 100 years. So log on right now to firstsouthland.com. For First South Farm Credit, that's firstsouthland.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute.